right, everyone, it's time. It's eight. Well, you know what? It's not exactly. I'm early. Look at that. Look at that. I'm early for a change. Better late than never. What's going on, everyone? This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports. Talking to Tim. We got a lot of controversy, I guess, swirling around the Online Big Blue stratosphere. People are like, you've changed your opinion on this team. You've contradicted yourself about this team. You're saying things that you said before. Now you're saying something totally different. That's not even true. It's not even close to the case. A lot of people are sitting there and talking about the fact that I said that the Giants would hold on, let me go close this out. The Giants are going to probably win 3 games now. That the mixture of the moves that this team has made has become somewhat confusing, somewhat what's a better word? You know, confusing is a good word. T. Brad's in the house. He's early. It's the silent tank. I do like the silent tank from Jeffrey. I saw that today. What's up, Tim? Need your email. T. Brad is tim@onlineBigBlue.com. That's tim@onlineBigBlue.com. It's one of those things that, you know what, I'm not changing my opinion on this team. I'm not changing my thought process on this team. But when you do things, when you go through an entire when you go through an entire offseason, you go through an entire training camp. What's up, Zag Attack? You go through an entire training camp, and then you reach the point of training camp where you start making your cuts. You start cutting down on the roster. You start forming your team. And I said it before, and I said it a million times. If you were 46, I would say, I said anywhere between 44 to 46 to, between 44 and 53 on this roster, don't get set, because you're probably not going to have a position once we get the rest of the people coming out of free agency in reference to after they were cut from training camp, which is the Giants have done that. The Giants made a plethora of moves. The Giants, I like Wyatt. I liked him coming out of college a year ago. Minnesota released him for a reason. They had a rationale besides moving on from him. But I don't think I've changed anything. I don't think I've said anything different. All I've said was the fact that I am a season ticket holder. I know this team is going to be bad, but I expect a product on the field that, while it may not be competitive in regards to winning the division or getting to the playoffs, but competitive enough to keep us into some games. That's what I see, that we are competitive enough to not win more than 3 to 4 games, but, at least have a showing. It's like the moment where and if you look at this roster, it's the everyone gets to play situation right now. If you were going to move on from Blake Martinez, why didn't you do it in March? Why did you restructure his contract? Why didn't you grab the additional savings in March if you knew he was not going to be part of the master plan? I watched the first quarter of the Jet-Giant game yesterday. My wife was laughing at me because she was like, why are you watching this game? It's like, I want to see Blake Martinez, because I know he played like 18, 20 snaps. He ran sideline to sideline. He had some fluidity. He was into coverage. He dropped into coverage. It didn't look like he was favoring the knee. But at the end of the day, it's a mutual understanding that we're leaving. It's mutual. It's never mutual. That's the old, it's not you, it's me. It's not mutual. It's not an understanding. He wanted out because he understands the situation that the Giants are going to be bad. We do not have a professional NFL linebacker on this roster in reference to middle linebacker. Tay Crowder is undersized, too slow. It is what it is. But for me to say, and you know what? I love it because a lot of people didn't watch the video. They just commented on the thumbnail. I never talked about whether I thought Ohio State could beat the Giants. I never talked about it. I brought it up. I brought it up for about 30 seconds of the video. People just ran with that, though. And I had one moron in the comment section. They were like, well, you said this. No, I didn't say any of that. I brought it up and said, I'm going back to talk about it. And I never went back and talked about it. It doesn't make sense. What they're doing doesn't make sense. Shane complains about the fact of the cap space. And I understand it's 40 plus million in cap space over the cap. Can't understand that. 28 of it is of his own doing. Logan Ryan could have saved $3+ million in it. He could have used, I've said this a million times, before June 1st, you can use the post June 1st designation on 2 players and still save that money. But he chose to save $700,000 and not have $1.5 million hit in 2023. But he also took away one of his pieces on the team, whether you like Logan Ryan or not. Same thing with Blake Martinez. You could have dumped him. Dump him in March. You would have literally saved more money dumping him in March. Joe Shane said something on Thursday after everything went down. And I wrote this. I didn't write it down. I moved it down. Joe Shane says, it is the hand we were dealt. We're just trying to get through we're just trying to get through today. This is the situation the situation we're in is the situation. It's the hand we are dealt. We're going to do the best that we can. So this to me tells me Daniel Jones isn't coming back. This tells me that 100%. Hold on. This tells me 100% Daniel Jones is not coming back now. And I loved it because Joe Shane likes to talk about how there was $55 million in dead cap space when you got to Buffalo. But Buffalo Bills that year were 7-9 with a rookie quarterback. They had made the playoffs previously. So at this point in time, and then made the playoffs the year after them being 7-9. So he's never really experienced this. And honestly, he has created $28 million of the $40 million that he is complaining about. He created that. He created that monster. So let's go to, I have an Excel spreadsheet right here. Let me see if I can find my Excel spreadsheet that has the salary cap stuff on it. Because I was looking at this today. Bradbury, $12.7 million. Logan Ryan, $12.4 million. Blake Martinez, $7.5 million. So we are already looking at almost $29 million out of the 42 that was created by Shane. We're not done yet. He also got rid of Devontae Booker. That was $1 million. He also dumped Ricky Jones, which is $300,000. Douglas, $300,000. Garcia, $300,000. Gano, $200,000. Chris Hilton, and a bunch of rookies add up to another $400,000. So he has almost created $30 million of his own doing in the cap. And while you're doing this, you are devoiding the roster of talent. That's a concern. You devoid the roster of talent. You lose cap space. You come out and say it's the hand that we were dealt. But here's the problem, Joe. You had negative $3 million before you released Blake Martinez. Then you release him, and then you're negative $5 million. Did not understand the Logan Ryan thing. Do not understand the Blake Martinez thing. You could have restructured. We've talked about this ad nauseum. You could have restructured James Bradbury's contract and saved the exact same amount of money. He can't keep using the excuse that we're kicking the can to 2023 in reference to cap space, and we are going to protect this as like our unborn child. You can't use that excuse anymore. You have to field a team in 2022. And you have to field a competitive team. It doesn't have to be competitive, but you have to have a point where you are sitting there and you are seeing that you can win, maybe not win some games, maybe not win more than 4 and 5 games, but it's the ability to move forward. That's the ability. And that's what people need to understand. Take a look at the roster right now, how it's constructed. You got Azeez Ojulari. He's injured. Dexter Lawrence playing that position of nose tackle. Leonard Williams as your defensive end, and he's got a problem. Your linebackers are Coughlin, McFadden, and Tay Crowder. I would say 30 teams would not take any of those guys. You got Thibodeau who's hurt. You got Aaron Robinson who's beyond a question mark. You got a Dory Jackson who's a question mark. You have Julian Love and Xavier McKinney. It doesn't make sense. It does. We're not even going to get into the offense because it doesn't make sense. You create your own mess. You create your own situation. But then in the end of the day, you are going to sit there and say, it is the hand we were dealt. When out of that 40 million, you created 30 of it. You could still restructure deals. You're still going to have to. You're going to have to. But that's what you have. That's what you have to look at. And that's what we have to focus on right now, because technically we are $7 million still over the cap after releasing our old buddy Blake Martinez. And then people are like, well, you must be a Blake Martinez fan. I'm not a Blake Martinez fan. If he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. I'm fine with that. But you cannot take NFL talent off this roster and continuously do that and replacing it with the Home Depoters. And then sit there and piss down my leg and tell me it's raining. Because I'm going to call bullshit when I see it. Sorry. I've said it a million times. You don't like it. People don't like it. You don't like it. Don't watch. Plenty of safe channels to watch. Plenty of safe channels you can lay on the couch and cuddle up with your teddy bear and blanket and watch. I'm going to tell you what it is. And that's what it is. You cannot, yes, he was dealt a bad card, but he was also given draft picks. He was given opportunities to move forward on some of these contracts. He was giving things that it was bad, but you created, out of the 42 million, you created over 30 of it. If you didn't like Logan Ryan, fine. You know what? You probably could have restructured his deal and saved more money. You thought James Bradbury was a stiff fine. Philadelphia picked him up right away. It's one Logan, and people say, well, Logan Ryan got released by Tampa. Yeah, and they signed him right back. You could say he was part of the old regime, but you cannot keep devoiding the team of talent and hoping that the fan base, I'm going to tell you right now, giant YouTubers aren't going to notice. They're not smart enough to notice. Because everything right now is just, oh, everything's great. We're awesome. We're winning 15 games. On what talent? And I said it before. We did a breakdown the other day when we went through the roster. And I believe we came up with 19 players on the roster who probably would not make any other NFL franchise besides this team. And there's I just saw a question. How much cap space do we have next year? Hold on a minute. I don't remember if I did that. I don't think I did that. I don't think I did next year. I don't think I did next year. Did I do next year? I think we're gonna have a good chunk of change. I think we're like between 60 to 70 million in cap space next year. Don't forget to like the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. After I just called people a bunch of idiots, don't forget to like and subscribe. But this is what it is. You could like it. You could hate me for it. Don't care. Saw a great shirt in the mall today. From, I can't remember, from Parks and Rec. Ron Swanson's. The shirt basically says, I regret nothing. The end. So I regret nothing I said over the last 2 days because it's all truth. It's all honesty. And I think a lot of people have a hard time understanding that. We're going to run through some of these comments before I get back to what I'm doing. So Jeffrey says, September, happy Friday to all. We got Zach Attack in the room saying, what's up? OGR Sports dropping in. Better quarterback class than last year, even though we should have drafted Malik. I feel we're legitly tanking, which is crazy. I think we're tanking too. And I love it because you have people on Twitter like, we have to trust the process. I sat through tons of Philadelphia games when they trusted the process. When they were drafting Joel Embiid, when they were drafting Ben Simmons, when they were drafting a lot of Nerlens Noel, guys that were never even on the roster. I mean, they were on the roster but never played. When they got Jameer Okafor. What do we got here? Mazinga says, Rant 3, review of the 53-man roster. Cockadoodle do, baby. We got Pimp named Slickback says, Tim, like I said, we have to clean up the kids that spent all their freshman year drinking and going crazy. And I love it because you know what the fact about that is? Everyone loved the Blake Martinez signing. Everyone loved the James Bradbury signing. Everyone loved the Kenny G signing. Everyone loved the Adoree Jackson signing. Everyone loved these signings. When I said I hated them, People are like, well, you're crazy. When I said it was going to destroy the cap in 2022, people are like, well, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, you know, we are a week away from the start of the season. We are $7 million over the cap, and we have to be under the cap by Tuesday. What's up, Billy Mays? Billy Mays Reborn says, hey, how you doing? Zach Attack says 2 wins. I'm saying 3. I said 5. I'm going with 3. Billy Mays says, Dale Jones finally has a good coach. So do you think he can throw for 30 touchdowns? No, I don't. Because like I said, I don't. Kadarius Toney said he's looking forward to playing. He's not saying he's playing. He's looking forward to playing against the Titans. Kenny G is a stiff, literally, because we had a reporter come out and says he runs like a mannequin. Your only hope is Saquon Barkley. That is truly your only hope. What's up, Sean? How you doing? Todd Taylor. So what does Todd Taylor say? Seriously, Wink could have told him, look, he's not a fit in the scheme. You're right. Wink could have said that in March. You didn't need to restructure. Don't forget to hit the like, guys. You didn't need to restructure. You didn't need to do anything. You could have just got rid of him. Could have just moved on. You cannot tell me Tay Crowder is a better linebacker than Blake Martinez. I love it. Blake Martinez 2 years ago had 154 tackles. Everyone was getting wet over him. He gets hurt last year, and now everyone said, "Well, he's a stiff. He can't. He doesn't make any tackles behind the line." You make 154 tackles in a season, you're probably making some tackles behind the line. You're probably doing something well. I talked about it flowing. I talked about it. It's water. It's running water. Go watch the video to understand what I'm talking about. Oh, Jeffrey, what do you got for me? A lot of veterans leaving the team isn't good. No, it's not a good sign when you're looking at this roster. I don't know what the average age of the roster is, and I'd be very curious to see. But you can't. I mean, it's just. And then you look at the offensive line. Who is technically going to be your left guard? Feliciano hasn't played a full season in 2 years. Glowinski, you hope, is not a systems guy. You know Andrew Thomas is going to be good, and you have relying on a rookie with Evan Neal, and you got a linebacker who's starting, who's in a concussion protocol, not in concussion protocol, but he has a concussion. And then you have Kadarius Toney, who's backing up Kenny G. You got Wan'Dale Robinson, and everyone that thinks that I'm bashing Wan'Dale Robinson. You got to stop that crap too. All I've said about Wan'Dale Robinson is he's 5'8". And if you watched him get wrecked on this limited time he played in preseason, he needs to learn to protect himself on the field or he's going to get hurt. It is different playing against the Dallas Cowboys than it is against playing Kentucky. I'm playing someone, when he's at Kentucky. I'm not ranting. You're ranting. I like that one. What does Mark have to say? Hey, Tim, I didn't understand. I just don't get it. People took the video too seriously. And I love it because, like I said, it was so fun. Because I never even talked about it in the video. I was kind of curious to see who watches or how people watch the video. I was curious about that. And you know what? It proves me right. Tay Crowder's a solid linebacker. Tay Crowder could be a will. Could be. Still undersized. Doesn't cover well enough. And those are some of the big problems. And Joseph Clark, you know what? This is a great point. He is hiding behind Gettleman, he never calls out Gettleman. He always says it's the previous regime. It's the previous regime. I like that. It's the previous regime. He doesn't call him out by name. It also tells me Saquon is being traded. I do think now Saquon is being traded. I do think that. I didn't think that before, but the way this is moving, I do think he's going to move on before the line itself. Billy May says, I disagree. I think the Giants go 8-9. You know what? I'm not even going to read the rest of the schedule. I'm not even going to read the rest of the comment. I heard about all the winnable games the Giants had last year as well in the second half of the season. And I said, you cannot pencil these in as wins. And I don't quite remember what happened. Jose G in his house. What's going on, Jose? It's hard for me to say this, but Blake was one of Gettleman's. Blake was one of Gettleman's better moves. It was a move that made sense. What's up, Frank? Frank says, I'm concerned, lol. This is usually for you to have a live. It's unusual for you to have a live stream on Friday. You know what is unusual because of the fact that, but I just felt I need to come out and talk about this. Because some of the comments were, some of the comments were from regular subscribers, people that I would say are intelligent football fans. But I don't think they understand what I was talking about. And they're like, well, you're changing your opinion. I'm not changing my opinion on anything. I'm just saying as a season ticket holder, I'm paying for a product. I'm not asking for you to come up and win 12 games. I'm asking you to put an NFL team on the field. That's what I'm asking. We win 3 games. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. We win 3. I'm fine. Mike Lee, what's up, Mike? I didn't even see you there for a second there. We may have a last place schedule, but don't have enough talent to take advantage of it. Plus, we don't know if those bad teams are still bad. And that's the biggest problem. Talent changes yearly. Teams change yearly. And that's what we need to focus. We got a big old 2-ton super chat dropping in. As you can see right there. I love Mike Lee. Mike Lee says, hi, Mrs. Online Big Blue. I can hear her calling you in the background. Now she's laughing. She just told me to quiet down a minute ago. We got a big 2-ton super chats. 2-ton super chats always. Tim salute. Playing proper. I can't even talk. Salute, Tim. Drop by your office to pay proper respects, and all 4 Giants fans around the world, sleeping them stinky losers out the door. Forget about it. What's up, my brother? How you doing today? Oh my God. Sometimes you gotta just, it's just. What's up, Elijah? I'm trying to get you where I'm here. Elijah, the rosters all sucks, even with their vets. It may suck, but you know what? You had NFL talent. You had what I would refer to as talent that was NFL talent worthy. Elijah, that's the problem. You may lose. It would maybe a difference between losing a game 21-17 and then losing a game 33-10. And like I said, I can handle competitive losses. I can't handle garbage. And I've said this a million times. People look at things, people that were released by teams. And I've said this a bazillion times. Another man's garbage is still sometimes just another man's garbage. And that's kind of the way you have to play. We got a big shout out in the super chat from the Zack Attacker. The only winnable games are the hardest ones, since the Giants can beat a 15-1 team and lose 0-7 next week. You know what? That's the problem, though. You're right. The winnable games over the last 10 years have been the hardest game for the Giants. And you're 100% right, Zach. You could fall into a team that's going undefeated, like what Ken Graham did to the Denver Broncos. And the Giants would beat the 15-1 team, but then lose to the 0-7 team next week. You're right. That's been our issue forever. You win the games, you win the Seattle game, but then you turn around and lose a game that you should win. T-Brad says, I enjoy Friday night streams. Just hit that like button. Hit the like button for me. I appreciate it. We have Mark Thompson in the room. What's going on, Mark? But March was before the draft, needed to cover. Then Beavers and Madden were drafted. Here's the problem. If you know, Mark, if Wink had to have known. This is why I think this excuse was bullshit. Wink had to have known back in March when he took the job that he had Blake Martinez on his roster, that he had Blake Martinez as his starting linebacker. He knew his starting linebackers were. So at that point in time, if you knew, you're not going to take any coverage for the draft. But if you knew he was going to be your starting linebacker and you knew you didn't like him, you could move on from him knowing you're probably going to draft somebody, or you could save the money and sign somebody. Great balls of fire. What has King Joel said? I guess they're going to trust the system and not the players. I hated trust the system. I hated that in Philadelphia. I hated that. I couldn't stand that one. I could not stand that. And now we're hearing that again. Todd Taylor says the cap space is great, but when it appears from everyone coming here, if you overpay, you get a fewer guys. If you underpay, you get BC level guys. Yeah. You're right. You're 100% right. I'm trying to go back and get some of these comments here. 54 million with Jones, 29. We're not tagging Jones. This just tells me, Mick, that we are getting rid of Daniel Jones. That we're probably going to dump Saquon sometime in the season, and we're going to get rid of Daniel Jones. How many of the guys that were signed to the practice squad after the final 53 cutdown have now been released by the Giants, and all of a sudden we've signed new guys? And how many guys that we have how many guys out of all the guys that we've released, how many have been signed with other teams? Zero. None. So our trash nobody wants. Nobody's picking through our trash. They're not going to find the broken Rolex. They're finding the broken Timex that nobody wants. Oh. What is Joseph? Maybe Adoree will be traded to if he plays well enough up to the deadline. Full rebuild is on. No, you're not going to trade Adoree because you're not going to trade him because he's going to eat into the cap space. He will eat into the cap space, which they don't want to do because he's protecting that. Oh, what do we got here? Zach attack. We got James in the house. Greg, I love Greg, so eloquently putting in Sweden. We suck. One more time. We're waiting for it. We suck.
That's what she said.
What's up, Greg? I hope you're having a good night. Andrew says the best move we made was Deep Six and Joe Judge. I agree. That was the best move. That was the best. And I hope, and don't forget to hit the like. We're at 30 likes. Make sure we get that like button up there. I hope to God that Dable and Kafka and Wink coach the hell out of these guys. I really do. I hope they coach them up 100%. Because I'd love to see that. I don't think he's going to win his games, but I'd love to see it. James says, we would have even beat Keanu Reeves and the replacements. I don't know. Footsteps Falco was looking pretty good against Dallas that last game. You know, it's what happened to him in that Sugar Bowl that causes the issue. Timothy says, I agree. I only want to watch my team compete, not just show that. You know what, Timothy? That is I wish I had a good sound effect for you, Timothy. Because, hold on, wait, I gotta see if I can find the sound effect for Timothy. Here we go.
This is gonna take Cracker Jack timing, Wang. Total concentration. You ready, Jack? I was born ready.
That really isn't really a good sound effect for you, Timothy, but that's right. I like that. I agree. I only want to watch my team compete, not just show up. We got Big Dash in here. Big Dash, if you don't know, is another giant YouTuber. Make sure you go, Big Dash knows, make sure you go run over and subscribe to his channel. You can open up another browser window and go over there and subscribe. I say trade Saquon at the deadline and got killed for it. Because you want to know why, Big Dash? You speak the truth. And here's the problem. I'm going to make this easy for you because you're a new YouTuber. So you're probably bright-eyed and optimistic. Don't speak the truth. People don't want to hear that. Certain segment of people don't want to hear that. They want to just hear Saquon Barkley's running for 2,000 yards after we win 17 games. That's what they want to hear. But you know, you keep doing you. You keep giving the truth. You keep giving the honest opinion. You keep giving the facts. And while you may not have, 20, 30, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 subscribers, like I only have 11. But you know what? I think the people that subscribe here are knowledgeable and they understand football. So you do you. Big Frank says, can this roster win today? No, I can say, yes, I can say 3 wins. I can give them 3 wins. I will give them 3 wins. I could do that. Mark says, rookie GM and head coach, they are going to make mistakes no matter how careful. You're going to make mistakes and one of these guys is going to cost us some games. I'm telling you this, I had the Giants slated at 5 wins. I downgraded it to 3 wins once we moved on from Blake Martinez because of the fact that I don't think our front 4 is going to be competitive enough to keep people out of the second level. And I'm sitting there looking at our McFadden, Crowder, Carter Coughlin, and maybe Kayvon Thibodeau, he's healthy. And I'm saying, I don't know. They may get into the 3rd level before we finally stop them. Jeffrey says, some talk of the rebuild the quarterback on spot. Give me some prospect quarterback to look forward. Not another damn year number 8. No, we wanted Malik Willis. Bring him up. Of course, Big Maliker now is the 2nd string quarterback with the Tennessee Titans. Logan Website has been waived. And the people that don't understand or see the talent in Malik, I don't know what the hell you're watching. LeVar says, I don't see why we kept Slayton over Bachman. The trade isn't going to be for a player more valuable than him. The problem is Slayton's not going anywhere now. Shane came out and said it. Shane came out on Thursday and said he is going to be on this team week 1. I've said it before. You only have Kenny G as your only starting outside wide receiver. You have a bunch of slot guys. You can't get rid of him. I said this before camp. You can't get rid of him because you need a guy that can start on the outside. Or you can put Richie James, all 5'8", Wandell, all 5'8". They're slot guys. You're going to put Kadarius Toney. He's better in the slot. David Sills always disappears when he's not playing against the Home Depots. So he is your only proven wide receiver commodity outside of Kenny G. Greg says, I guess DeShane is trying to build a house within Gettleman's asbestos. Buys them more time. We got some asbestos in that attic right now. Mike Lee, we don't even have a Timex, just a bunch of knockoffs. We aspired to have a Timex. You're very welcome, Timothy. I know what you're thanking me for, but you're very welcome. Joseph, what's going on? Shane wouldn't mind a Dory tray eating up into his cap. He can just blame the previous regime. Hey-oh, is it live or it's Memorex? It's live, Chill Daddy. It's live. It's always live. We come to Online Big Blue for facts, Tim. I know, John B. I know. I think you know what my thing is? I'm gonna be honest. No, dear Lord. There's always a problem. There's two problems there's two problems you should run when I say certain phrases. I'm gonna be honest, and I got a plan, and I got this. Because at any time, if I have the plan and I'm the voice of reason, we're all screwed. It's good to give the facts, and I love giving the information. I love giving the facts, and I love being the voice of the reason. But sometimes it is, you know what? It's the slings of arrows. We've said it before. It's the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune. But to me, more of it's the slings and arrows of stupidity. Because a lot of the times, the things that I have to go through, and the things I have to read, and the things that I hear about my family and other people, sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes I just want to be like shiny, happy people laughing. Just everything's great. We're going to win 15 games. But you know what I have to do?
Did you order the code red? I did the job. Did you order the code red? You're goddamn right I did.
I ordered the code red. And you want to know why?
You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
And I will stay on that wall. I will always be on there. What does Nick have to say? Nick says, honestly, maybe Dable sees Danny as not the guy. And they're like, well, let's clean house so we can now try. You know what? Try to get the number one pick. That's not a bad idea. That's not. Let's think about that for a second. You have 5 teams with 2 first-round picks next year. Potentially all 5, including the Eagles, could need a quarterback. You can equalize that. I'm not talking Denzel. You could equalize it by just getting the first overall pick. Thinking. No one commented on my hair. I'm a little upset. Big Dash, you're very welcome, my friend. You're very welcome. What Sean says, what's with all the OBJ talk? OBJ's not coming back. Oh, dear Lord. That's another conversation that makes my head hurt. He tore his ACL in February. It's September. I'm not good at math, but that's 7 months. He's not coming back this year. Hey, Jose. What's up, Jose G? Tim, maybe Joe convinced the mayor that he has to burn it all down to build it back up. I don't know what they convinced. I really don't. I don't understand. It's sometimes logic not at its finest. All I'm saying is this. And I love with that one comment. I want to see my team compete, not just show up. I love that comment. I'm gonna make t-shirts out of that. That's my new t-shirt. We got the big 2-2 super chat. German, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Tim, did you order the code red? You're goddamn right I did. On the big fat Getty. I should drink more. Let's see. We want to make sure we get back to some of these comments. We got the Shane Falcon comment. We got the Bachman comment. Let's see here. It's live. Everyone knows it's live. We got big doing it. L is in Cancun. Greetings from Cancun. Salute to all the big online Big Blue Giant Nation. Have a good. What are you doing on here when you were in Cancun? Is Senor Frog still there? If Senor Frog is still there, don't tell him you know me. Don't mention my name there. There's still a legend over that bar. Greg says, at least we have the Mets. I'm not concerned about the Mets. I'm not concerned about the Knicks. I don't care that we didn't get Donovan Mitchell. For once, the Knicks did not make a trade that would make them look stupid. They would have had Utah. basically controlling their drafts for the next 10 years because it was 3 first-round picks and 2 swaps. But that's okay. What does Timothy said? It seems like to me the administration must have been pissed off someone because the past few seasons we have been getting whiffed on the picks and trades. You're right, we have been. We have been. It's been terrible. But you know what? It's okay. Let's go. Come on. We got the teamwork to make the dream work. Let's go. Let's go. That's from the 86 World Series Championship video. Let's just say average 1 more point, and then we give up. Give up. Oh my God. Giants 34 says, Tim, all this confusion on the team is all because Mara. He wanted Joe and Dable to cook the meal, but he used his main ingredients and it doesn't go well with preparing the DJ. You're right. At the end of the day, did we set this whole situation that we heard about? And this is actually a great point. This can be a video tomorrow, I'm thinking. At the end of the day, we talked about putting Daniel Jones in a position to win, putting Daniel Jones in a position where he could show his talent, putting Daniel Jones in the right situation where he had the offensive line, he had the defensive, he had the wide receivers, he had the tight ends, he had the running backs, putting him in that position so he could show us what he can do. You didn't do that for this kid. And I'm not even a Daniel Jones fan. I'm not a Daniel Jones hater, but I'm not a Daniel Jones fan. But if you look at the roster and you look at the talent around him, we did not put him in a position to win. We put him in the position that he could potentially get killed behind this offensive line. You limited his safety valve with Daniel Bellinger as his tight end. You still have Kadarius, who's we don't know when he's going to play. You got Sterling Shepard still with an Achilles problem. You still got Darius Slayton, Richie James. You have the Wonder Smurfs. Wonder Smurfs, activate. That's what I want. I want to see when the little rings go, bing, shape of Wan'Dale Robinson, form of Richie James. You didn't put this kid in a position to be better. And that's coming from me. I'm telling you right now, I actually feel sorry for Daniel Jones. I was just looking for a bolt of lightning. I actually feel sorry for the kid. Why? Because he is not put in a position to be better. He actually may have less talent around him than he had last year. And that's saying a lot. Mike Lee says, Tony needs to show up first before he could even be considered for the... Thank you. He needs to actually play. Call me crazy. Play a snap. Mike Lee says, you forgot I did the math. You're right. I forgot. Logic's finest all the way from Germany. I said all last season, the entire offense had to be replaced. The entire defense, except Ojulari, had to be replaced. Schoen can't do that in one shot, so he's doing it over 2 seasons. I keep getting called negative. I get called negative all day long. That's okay. That's the right Logic's finest. You're in Germany. Who cares what people call you in Germany? But you know what? You are proven correct. You are proven correct. You're not wrong. Mike Lee says OBJ talk is a whole bunch of nothing talk. Nobody wants to admit this team could be worse today than they were just 3 days ago. I did a video of us. I did a video that said it. So we can't say everyone. My video is basically titled, How Do We Get Worse After Training Camp? How did we get worse? What's T-Brad say? T-Brad says, can't wait to watch a Giants future quarterback play tomorrow. We have a potential, you know, people always laugh because I always say I'm not ready to judge the 2023 quarterback and look at a quarterback for the Giants. I might be with you, T-Brad. I might be looking. I might be quarterback shopping on Saturday. Children, he says, Tim, I think if we had a rookie quarterback, the moves were made by cutting everyone, bringing the people would make more sense because we'd be rebuilding for the future. It would make more sense because then you could still play day. That's why I said you could draft Malik Willis. Or it didn't have to be Willis. It could be any quarterback. You could have drafted Desmond Ridder. You could have drafted a quarterback. You could have drafted any quarterback and still played them behind Daniel Jones because you were right. You are in a full-blown rebuild. Plain and simple. You are rebuilding this organization from the ground up. Let's chill, Dad. Tim has all the kids say, yo, streams be low-key valid and you're the goat. Yeah, all the kids are saying that. Yeah, all the kids are saying that, wearing their Adidas. My Adidas. Oh my God. The Knicks didn't pull. You're right. You're right, Mike Lee. The Knicks didn't pull a Nets. The moves make sense. They are when removing the emotion and wanting to compete now. The team tries to compete now and they still lose and is still in a bad situation. So tank now and rebuild. Here's my problem with that. I don't want to hear a tank. I don't want to hear a tank. I want a competitive team. Andrew says, Tony is a rapper, not a football player, I'm afraid. He's not even a good rapper. I'm sorry. I've heard his raps and they're not very good. You know what? Go on to Mr. Authentic's page. He does the show with Authentic in the Beard. Go on to his page. He's like a sound engineer and stuff, and he raps. He raps a hell of a lot better than Kadarius Toney. Any fans who right now are still hope for 8 wins is not looking at the team clearly. No, it's not looking at you can look at your team through blinders. It's fine. You can look at them through blinders. You can look at them through rose-colored glasses. You can look at them at any way that you want to look through them. But at the end of the day, you honestly need to assess this roster. Because if you think about it, I'm looking at guys that probably let's go back and do it quickly again. Starting guys that probably would not be starting guys who would not be starting for any other team but the Giants. Bellinger, Feliciano. We don't know who the left guard is, so we're going to count the left guard. And I would probably say you would probably Carter Coughlin, McFadden, Crowder, Aaron Robinson, and Julian Love. So out of the 22 guys, 8 probably would not be on another NFL roster. That's not a good start. That's not. We had no money. And I understand we had no money. You know what, Robert? I understand that completely. I did videos for a year and was told I was a moron because I kept saying that we were going to be devoid of cap space in 2022 and it was going to be a bad year. But the problem is you can't use that as an excuse. You didn't use it as an excuse during free agency. You didn't use an excuse during a draft. You didn't use it as an excuse during training camp. You can't all of a sudden say, well, we got no money. You can't use that as an excuse now. And I like the old saying, your excuses are your own. And like I said, I like the fact that Shane's honest. I love the fact that he came out and basically, yeah, we're just trying to get through today. He's not talking about the week before the season starts. He's not talking about September 11th, the game. He's just trying to get through Thursday. Mike Lee said several content creators already have us drafting the OSU quarterback for one reason is because Joe will be at the game. My mother raps better than Kadarius Toney. That's pretty funny. Maybe your mom does rap better than Kadarius Toney. I don't know. That's a possibility. I don't even want to talk about content creators. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. We're not even going to go down to that rabbit hole. One day we will. One day when I finally have had it and thrown my hands up for everything, I will come on and do a live stream and I will tell you every little dirty detail about every content creator there is. But we're not going to do that now. We're not going to do that now because that'd be like a 7-hour show. Craig, I love the great comment. My mom raps better than Kadarius Toney. Logic's finest. Got to remove the emotion. I did remove the emotion. I've been saying, Logic's finest, how long have I been saying this team's going to be bad? How long have I been saying this is a 5-win team? My thing is this. I'm not removing the emotion because I'm an emotional guy, but also the fact that as a person who is buying season tickets to watch a product on the field, I want to see the team compete, not just show up. Patent pending.
That phrase, trademark, not to use that position to Ricky Bobby.
All right, I just trademarked it. That's what I'm saying. I have the emotions gone, but like I said, you cannot just keep ripping the talent off this roster and then telling me things are going to be okay. And we're still $7 million over the cap. And we've just devoided us of talent, such as a starting NFL middle linebacker when you are playing a 3-4. And I'm sorry, but you need 2 middle linebackers. And we are going to be relying on a rookie, a undersized linebacker who can't cover very well, and a guy who got benched all last season. For some reason, I'm not filled with hope. and then you let your starting cornerback leave because you got rid of him. He goes to Philadelphia, and you have to play him twice a year. And then Philadelphia went out. Howie Rosen, how he does it, I have no clue. This guy always finds a way to sign guys. Don't know how he does it. He is like the cap master. He is Bruce Leroy. He is the last dragon. He's not.
Am I the meanest?
Oh, he is.
Am I the prettiest? Show enough. Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time? Show enough.
He is show enough. We have to take lessons from show enough. What does Mr. Alvarez say? Hey, what's going on, Mr. Alvarez? This upcoming year, the Giants are about to look like the Jets last year in terms of being in the first year of a rebuild till it looked. The only problem is this. We've been in the first year of a rebuild for 10 years. If we were building a house, I would have already fired the carpenter. I probably would have already fired the electrician, the architect, everything else. The rebuilds have to stop. We lead the league in captains, though. Well, you know what? We lead the league in some. We have 10 captains. I'm not even going to get into that again. We have 10 captains. You have 10. 10. 10. 6, maybe? Tops? Most teams have. We have 10. You should have known that something was up with Blake Martinez, and I said this the other day, when he was not anointed one of the 57,000 captains we have. I already told people I am changing my moniker. I don't want to be a captain. I want to be an admiral. I'm the admiral. Just call me Admiral from now on. I'm putting white chocolate aside. I'm the admiral. Mike Lee says, but I set you up with another epic rant. I'm impressed you begged it off. I begged it off for a minute, Mike. I actually did. It was a softball. I do appreciate softballs. I really do.
That's what she said.
But I was going to try. I'm just leaving it alone for a little bit. What does John have to say? John says, don't want to see the end of your content, but dirt dishing videos will definitely be. Oh, God. Internet would catch on fire. I got screenshots. I got chats. I got messages. Oh, it's great. It's great and disgusting all at the same time. Big L says, Shane, Big L, you're in Cancun. Go Cancun stuff. Shane and Dave can't afford to go 1-8 because you are still trying to build a culture that is competing to win. But the problem is, are we really building a culture? What's the culture that we are building right now? That's what that is actually interesting. It's an interesting point. What is the culture we are building right now? That it's okay to lose? That it's okay to tank? That our general manager admits, I'm just trying to get through the day? I don't want to hear that. Honestly, I keep thinking about it. I don't want to hear that. Lie to me. I want to hear there's a master plan. I want you to lie to me like Gettleman. I want you to sit there and go, you know what? I got this shit, man. That's what I had a boss once, and I loved it because she told me once, I love working with you because no matter what I tell you, you always tell me everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's great. And the only time you ever come to me when there's like truly a fire, like something's truly gone horribly wrong. And I told her, I said, honestly, I don't even go to you then. I said, I go to you when there is no solution because I've already gone through, we'll be okay. Oh shit. I think I could fix it. No, this is bad. No, we can't fix it to the point we just reached. I can't fix it at all. But she just loved the fact that I lied to her. She goes, it made me feel better. that I always thought you had it. Sometimes you don't, but sometimes you just want to hear it. Oh my God. Especially when you're spending money on it's like if you go out and buy a car, you don't go to the lot, pick out your car, and you don't have a lot of money. So the car's probably going to suck a little bit, but it's your car and you're excited about it. And then you go do the paperwork and you're excited. You got your insurance, you got your key, you're running outside to your new car. And then you find out that doesn't have 4 tires. Sorry, the tires were extra. It's a little disappointing. So when you go out and you buy season tickets for a product is going to be terrible, but you know it's going to be fun because you want the team to compete. And then you find out that we are just going to get rid of talent. And then you you went from 3 million to 7 million over the cap space and still don't have the talent. That's kind of a bait and switch. Caveat emptor. Let the buyer beware. Pimp name Slicks back. Being a captain this year is like getting a participation trophy. It is like a participation. That's why I'm the admiral. I'm the admiral. Jeffrey says, rebuild, just a safe word for people who don't want to say just suck. We just suck. So kind of like, yeah. Yeah, I can't. I got nothing on that. T-Brad says 10 captains, meaning 6 forgot they were captains at some point. And then I love it because then we made Julian Love an honorary captain. I mean, you can't make this shit up. He's an honorary captain. He wasn't voted, but he's been with the team long enough. It was his term to be captain. Captain, admiral. Greg says, I would rather have 1 general than 10 captains. Oh, I like this one from Todd. Hey, Washington has 53 commanders. Mike Lee says, and 43 alternate captains. I need some captain. See, that's the problem. It's the problem. The captain's getting empty. The captain's empty. But I got a nice bottle of 10-year-old scotch from Dom. We talked about that in the last stream. I'm gonna crack that open tomorrow. I have friends coming over tomorrow, so we're gonna crack open some scotch, sit in the backyard, and talk about being admirals. What's going there? Tim, you might be right. Shane apparently is at the Ohio State game tomorrow to watch CJ Stroud. I know I'm right. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Captain, airplane, captain. And that sound effect I need. And I also need the Homer Simpson sound effect. Todd Taylor says he went to the Liberty game, looked at Malik Willis, had that workout. He actually went to the Liberty game, sent 2 scouts to 2 separate Liberty games. Do you think he's kicking himself right now about Malik Willis? Just thinking to himself, I could have had Cordell Flott or Malik Willis. Cordell Flott can't cover a bed with a blanket. Malik Willis looks like he's big. He's Vic Ultralight. That's probably going to work out real well. What is Jeff? We're going to give 2 for 2 for Jeffrey here. Can we get the right players in before we talk culture and winning? I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear culture and winning. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Joe Judge has made me so hate that word culture. I would rather have 53 guys that hated each other who actually won some games. Todd Taylor says, maybe we are working on cheating. It's not a penalty if they don't flag you. Maybe, hey, listen, maybe we're working on cheating. An indictment is not a conviction. Vincent's embracing the tank. I like that. Vincent embrace the tank. Much respect to Tuto. He's, of course, is in the room. We got a Logic fan says the guy who attacked Tuto the other day can kick rocks walking. You know what? You don't. I've said it before. You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spin in the wind. And when you fuck with Tuto on my channel, you get your ass kicked out. You don't mess around with the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Tuto. Oh my God. He got banned. Greg says, hey guys, think we can get worse. We could be the Patriots and Joe Judge calling the plays. I'm just saying. Well, I think Patricia is calling the plays right now. So it's the captain. Hello, Tim. Tim and the captains. It's cute. Tim and the captains. I like it. Captain and Tennille. With the increase in next year's cap and all the players injured, I thought they will ever change the rule of 53 to like the rule of 60 to add more depth in players on the team. No, they can't. That's a CBA thing. I never really understood the process or the thought behind the rule of 53. The rule of 53 comes in the day after training camp ends. Because that's kind of why we're in this situation. Make sure you hit the like, guys. We're at 45 likes and 40 minutes in. Come on, that's a like. Well, I say 45 likes and 40 minutes. Do the math, carry to 3. That's only 15 likes an hour, a minute. I don't know. Where's Dom? He's sleeping. I need Dom. He's sleeping. Oh my God. What do we got? Liam says Harry Carson was the only Giant that went out of the coin toss in the Super Bowl. I think 5 Broncos captains. You're right. Oh my God, you're right. I forgot about that. You're right. I forgot about the 86. Timothy says, if you want to know how odd it is and you are keeping losing while funky, stinking New England gets better with crappy. You're right. I mean, I'm not saying Mac Jones is better than Daniel Jones. I'm not saying that, but they got some talent. Yeah, it's the captain, Admiral. CJ Stroud is going to get a ton of buzz. Well deserved though. You know what the problem is? He's an Ohio State guy. Justin Fields, though, that last game, what was he, like 14 for 16 for 3 touchdowns? And this is what I'm going to tell you right now about the Bears. The Bears, they are going to be better than the Giants. I think they may have slightly more talent than the Giants, but do you know what they're going to do? They are going to run the crap out of the ball and go to play action and play to the strengths of Justin Fields. They will double the Giants win total, which means that would be 6. There you go, Mike Lee. Math. Tim smart. Tim can read. Zach Attack says, I think the Giants didn't get a shot at Willis because of Mara pushing for Gibbon. I don't know. I don't know why. So we're not going to sit here and pontificate on Malik Willis because of the fact that Malik is gone. He's in Tennessee. He's tightening it up. He looks like he won the second string job when no one thought he could do it. That is what it is. We got 2 for 2 for Zach. I think the Giants can take a shot at Willis because I already did that one. Guy I'm looking at is Anthony Richardson out of Florida, big frame, strong arm, great athlete. I started looking at Anthony Richardson a little bit today because, like I told people, I said I'm not ready to start moving on to a different quarterback, but maybe I am ready to start moving on to a different quarterback and start looking at guys. What do we got here with Andrew? Andrew says sooner or later they have to cut and feel good crap and tell the truth. But the thing is, Andrew, this is what I like. Shane has actually come out and said the truth, has told the truth. He even said, and this was on Thursday, he says, we're just trying to get through today. The situation we're in is the situation. It is the hand we are dealt. We're going to try to do the best we can. He's saying it. But like I said, you can't keep blaming. You have $42 million in dead cap space. You've created almost 30 million of that because you thought your thought process was protect the cap for 2023, not thinking that potentially you could have done things to still protect the cap in 2023 and maybe still put a quality team on the there have been plenty of teams with no cap space. Look at the Saints. The Saints one year were like 70 million over the cap, and miraculously somehow they got under the cap and went to the playoffs. Tumbling tumbleweed. What does Greg say? I'm telling you, AR-15. He doesn't want to be called AR-15 anymore. Anthony Richardson from the Gators will climb the draft board. I'm calling it now. That's a possibility. Truly is a possibility. Just think if the Giants drafted Parsons last year, Malil's this year. Just think if the Giants went back and had Josh Allen, the linebacker, instead of Daniel Jones, took Parsons, kept the Tony pick, and had Malik Willis. Add them to Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau, and everyone else. Great balls of fire. T-Brad says, Flott or Malik Willis. I wonder if we got that right. No. Timmer, what's up, Tom? Pimp name Slicksbag says, I think Shane is a little too real. I don't think Shane is relaxed. I don't think Shane is relaxed at all. I think he's stressed. I think Dable is stressed. I love it because of the fact that my wife pointed something out the other day. And I thought it was kind of interesting because we were watching the Giant Jet game. And she had seen Brian Dable before. And Brian Dable's has always been a big man, always been a heavy man, but he seems to have gotten bigger. My wife says he's not handling the stress well because he's probably eating his emotions. And then you look at the Jet head coach, Mr. Buff, Mr. Big Time, Mr. I'm in the gym with the guys hanging and banging. That she says that he's handling the stress of New York and the situation better than him. Think about that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a very astute observation by Mrs. Online Big Blue. She's over there in the background laughing at me, saying, seriously? Because yes, you never call in. Tom says, I still blame James Shane. I don't care. I blame everybody. There is enough blame to go around for this entire organization. No one is blame free, except for maybe, no, I can't even say the coaching staff, because of the fact that if you did not know that your starting middle linebacker was not going to be your starting linebacker in March, and you just figured it out now, there's a problem with that. What does John says? I like Justin Fields too. Was the trade worth it? No, I don't think the trade right now, the trade's not worth it. If Justin Fields balls out this year and we get another Kadarius Toney season, no, not even close to being worth it. Because then you could potentially have moved on from your franchise quarterback. There was a great point, and I'm going to do a video on it. I'm just admiring my hair. I'm going to do a video on this, and it's going to piss a lot of people off, and it's going to make a lot of people say bad things, but I don't care. But I thought it was a great point, and someone brought this up to me, and I'm going to do an entire video of this. What if Daniel Jones was a black quarterback? Would he still be the New York Giants starting quarterback after 3 years of failure? Look at Dwayne Haskins, God rest his soul. Look at him. What happened to him? Plenty of black quarterbacks moved on for quite quickly and with less fanfare and less issues than Daniel Jones. And all Daniel Jones ever gets is more and more opportunities. That video is coming out. Keep telling it how it is, Daddy. I'm going to keep telling it as is. You don't worry. We speak at the truth here. Captain Alvarez says, imagine if they never drafted Eli Apple, had gone till ever since. Is it the curse of Eli Apple? No, I don't think it's the curse of Eli Apple. And I laugh because I have a pop-up screen from the Joe Judge article, and it was the witch, I guess from Snow White, and she's got the apple in her hand. I'm like, oh my God, how apropos. We've got poison because of Eli Apple. We got 48 likes. If we don't get up to 50 likes, then we don't get us 50 likes. What am I going to do? Make you like the channel? These lights are hot down here today. Todd, what does Todd have to say? Todd, maybe ignore the cap, and when the league says we're over, say we're not, and yank the phone line out of the wall. Oh my God. It's like when a bill collector calls. This is great. You just tell them, well, we sent the check. Maybe you didn't get it. And then when they don't get it and they ask us to send us a check again, we can send the check, but we don't sign it. And then when they send the signed check back, we can say, oh my God, we forgot to sign the check. So then we send them another check, but we send it to them for the wrong amount. Now we're thinking here. Aaron, what do you got to say here? I think our defense is going to give up a ton of yards. I think our defense is going to give up a ton of yards of play now too, because everyone forgets in 2020, 2019, and 2018, Wink had 2 Pro Bowl corners and a Pro Bowl safety. So you can attack when you have that type of firepower alongside your corners here. Great balls of fire. He keeps texting me. Okay. What does Rick have to say? Dable said that he won't really know the identity of the team until game 4-ish, not to over or underreact. I think, you know what? I always loved, I love that comment too. He goes, we're not going to hit our stride till game 4. So we should be 0-3 before game 4. I saw that one. We have the Big Don are always dropping in the super sticker. I don't know what the hell super stickers are, but I think they're awesome. Thank you, Don. You're always appreciated. You're always welcome. You're always dropping the insight in the chats. Oh my God. I saw something about a Puerto Rican woman and the chat goes silent. Let's see. Logic's fun. Make sure Mrs. Online Big Blue has our Cafe Bustelo in the small pot ready to go. My wife's pot was made in the trip to Germany with his Puerto Rican women. Yeah, we haven't been doing the Cafe Bustelo much lately. We should, but we're trying new coffee makers. We broke out the Mocha Master again. So, but that's a little Spanish coffee would be nice. That would be good. I you know what? Actually, maybe I'll make some of that tomorrow. Maybe we have the pots. You know, it's funny. We have the pot on the stove and it never moves. It's still on the one back burner. I think it has to be there. I think like the earth will tilt off its axis if I move that pot. So I don't move it. I don't move that pot at all. And I love it. The Big Dash says, and the chat goes silent. No, Big Dash, don't you worry about that. We always talk about Hispanic women because evidently a lot of my subscribers are married to Hispanic women. I always show people the knife wound. People say, would Mrs. Online Big Blue really cut you? I'm like, yeah, that's all good. I'm just joking, people. I'm just saying that so she doesn't cut me. Oh, let's go. I love Mike Lee. Mrs. Online Big Blue is really smart, not Fredo smart. That's a good one. What's up, Mark? How you doing? Mark Stewart, very smart, intelligent Giant fan. People have asked me, are we going to be at the game of the home opener? And yet the answer is yes, I'm going to be at the home opener. I will be there on the 18th. We are going to be in the red lot. James Williams, it's his birthday. It's my birthday. I don't rhyme if I want to. Is going to be out there with me. We're going to be live streaming from the parking lot, giving away some prizes. If you have the opportunity, come on by, sit down, say hello. We'll interview people that are, they're in the parking lot. They're going to come in. If anyone comes and say hi, I will admit this. People came and had said hi last time when we were at the Coaches Club. So, it's always fun to talk. And it's always great to meet people in person. I got to meet LJ. I got to meet the Big L, James Williams. I met the Dahmer. I met the Dom flew in from the UK. It's great. It's always a fun time. It's always a fun time. What do we got here? Dave Brown, no help, please. Only the New York Giants and our dumb fans think that Daniel Jones has more than his tank. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. But like I said, I feel bad for him. I do feel bad for the kid. Because we talk about this whole garbage about putting him into a position to win, putting him into a position where he could show his talent, he could show his wares. I think it was a crock of shit. Look at the offensive line. When you have Richie James and David Sills on your roster and Daniel Bellinger as your starting tight end, you're not doing this. And the offense, you have still 2 question marks at the guard positions. You're not doing this kid any favors. I might have to wear my Daniel Jones jersey. Well, not against the Titans because I'm wearing my Malik Willis Tighten Up jersey. But I might have to wear my jersey to the game on the 18th. Little support, little solidarity. Because I'm worried that he might get killed. What do we got here? We can print it on T-shirts. We have a T-shirt press at the house now. We're evidently going into the T-shirt business. Great balls of fire. Let's see here. If Jones was black, he would be a Falcon. He would be the Falcon. I'm assuming that's a Marvel reference. I've only seen the first Avengers movie, the Captain America Avengers #1. I've only seen that one, and Guardians of the Galaxy. So I don't think he's in that one. What if DJ didn't play for the Giants? None of these DJ lovers would be saying he has potential. I swear people are so fake. People are fake. They are. YouTubers are fake. People on Twitter, fake. Instagram are fake. It's a fake world. If you're honest, you're not going to get as many likes or clicks or views. You're not going to get those. It's better to be something you're not and sit there and judge other people, but only judge them in the good light and never mention anything bad they do. Because that's what this world is. That's what people want to hear. And that's kind of sad that when you have a channel, and my channel is not the only channel. I actually posted a podcast today. I listened to a podcast. I listened to a Giant podcast today. I can't remember the name of it now. Go on my Twitter page. And I posted it because I thought it was really good. And it was honest. It was honest, straightforward. And that's what I think the world should be. Vinny G is in his house. Yo, Vinny G, what's up? Mr. Alvarez says, keep not hitting the stride until the game 4. Sounds like we are treating the first few weeks like the preseason. The more things change, the more they sound the same. Yeah, I forgot about that. What if Saquon Barkley was a white running back? He would have been cut. You want me to be honest? He would have been cut. He would have been cut and he would have gone. Yes, Mrs. Online Big Blue is Puerto Rican. Yes, she is. You should know that, Tom. Coaching was horrible the past 2 seasons. Only bright side with offensive was Andrew Thomas. You said you're 100% right. You are 100% right. We got ourselves a Michael dropping in a super chat, just helping y'all. Charity, fee, fi, fo, fum. I think I smell the blood of an Englishman. What's up, Michael? How are you doing? I love. Who is the picture on your thing? It looks like he's wearing a little ascot. Oh my God. How you doing, Michael? I was waiting for Michael to put a comment about how he's doing. All right, what do we got? But thank you for the super chat, my friend. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I've been waiting for a nice white running back like Jason Williams in the NBA. McCaffrey, too small. Peyton Hillis had 2-year run. He was just trucking dudes. Yeah, Peyton. Most people forget that Peyton Hillis was the Peyton Hillis came was on the Giants for a cup of coffee. People forget about that. A lot of people are saying, what are a lot of people saying, Ralph? A lot of people are saying, what are they saying? Ralph, what are a lot of people saying? I'm trying to go back and find what a lot of people are saying. Because sometimes I miss questions. You think the fan base is just beaten down with the drama? Oh, here we go. Billy May. Here we go. Billy May's reborn. So do you think the fan base is just beaten down with the drama to realize what's going on? Because I go on Twitter and it seems like everyone just seems to have a meh attitude toward the season. You're going on the wrong Twitter channels. Or Twitter tweety channels. I don't know what the hell they're called. Because all the stuff I see on Twitter, majority of what I see on Twitter is people just saying how wonderful they are. Every team passed on Wilson, and every team passed on Russell Wilson. Because Russell Wilson went in the 3rd round too. Ooh. Our secondary is thin. Our secondary is anorexic. They aspire to be thin. When you have when Jason Pincock is backing up, and everyone got excited about Jason, and I was like, he played in 12 games, had 16 tackles and 2 starts. And Dane Belton coughing up a broken collarbone, Nick McLeod, Cordell Flott, Darnay Holmes, Justin Lane, Aaron Robinson. Yeah. Thin is not the word. Greg is saying, good night, guys. Let's be optimistic for the next week. Best Giant content on the tube. Have a great night, everyone. Let's lay it here. Greg is bailing. I'm going to allow Greg to bail because you know what? I love Greg. Got Mark in his house. I said hello to Mark. Oh, I went back. It's like I said hello to Mark. I know he said hello to Mark. There we go. I got to give Michael another plug. There you go, Michael. Timothy says, what does Timothy say? Online Big Blue. Why did the Giants make a decision to relate Belize Martinez? Because they're stupid. They're stupid. Timothy, it makes no logic. Ask Logic's finest. It made no logic. It made no sense. You cut him in March, you save money. If he's not your guy, he's not your guy. Logic's fine. It's 3 a.m. here. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm hungry, so let's eat. Oh, yeah. Oh, little bare naked ladies. It's from the Gordon album. It's 3 a.m. here. Night, Big Tim. Later, guys. It made no sense. Let's see here. Last white Giant running back, Sean Lee was his name. Wasn't Greg Elias. He played at Princeton, Elias. I think it actually was Peyton Hillis. Now that I think about it, I think it was Peyton Hillis. Because people forget Peyton Hillis had a cup of coffee with the Giants. Logic's fine. It says, well, Steve Largent is white. Who cares? Let's move on from that. No, you can't move on from that. You cannot move on from the fact that it's still relevant in today's society, especially at the quarterback position. So we're not going to move on from that. Never. I think I'm seeing dead people. I see dead people. Oh my gosh. We got let's see, we're an hour 15 in. We're gonna drop the invite in the chat. I always like dropping the invite in the chat. We're gonna drop the invite in the chat. Here we go. If you want to jump on, say hola. ¿Dónde está el baño, por favor? I'm gonna be saying that a lot in the Giant game because I'm gonna be drinking a lot. We're gonna have the coffee going in the parking lot. Oh, let's see here. Many overzealous Giants fans. It is annoying when I see YouTube videos about how our new undrafted free agent is going to dominate. I still love the video. And I keep talking about this one. I still love Chris, good evening, Chris. I'm gonna get back to you in a couple, but good evening, Chris. Big salute out to you. How you doing, my friend? I want to talk about. I love the last 2 years because you're right. Every player that we signed, every undrafted free agent that we signed, Greg Kamel, he was more of a fullback though. Any guy that we sign, it's the greatest signing ever. I remember when we stole like a thief in the night, Madre Harper from the then Oakland Raiders. We stole him from his practice squad. Stole him. Every video I saw. I don't even watch this. I watch the thumbnails because they pop up. We stole them. I did a video the next day and said, well, he's got speed. He's got size. He just can't cover. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just Mr. Negative. So he gets on the team. He's there for a cup of coffee. He's got size. He's got speed. He just couldn't cover. But don't worry, he was the greatest player that never was. Danny Dudd says they are tanking. Yeah, I think you're right. T-Brad says if Gettleman did this, we'd be going. Oh my God, if Gettleman did this, 100%. If Gettleman did this, we would be going off the freaking rails. Thomas the Magical Tank Engine not only fell off the track, but Percy and Gordon ran into him and blew up. Let's see here. Tom says, I remember Sean Lee, the linebacker. Yeah, Keith Elias was the running back out of Princeton. I believe he was on the 86 team at one point in time, too. Greg Kamel was he was a fullback. So I guess I still can't say right back. We are silently tanking. Shh. Don't tell anyone. We're tanking. They're not doing a very good job of not telling anyone. Mike Lee has to say they didn't want to hurt Blake's feelings at the start, so they waited until the end before they cut him. Oh my God. Mike, you're cracking me up today. What do we got here? My chat is behind. What is T? I like that. I like that. Gettleman. And you know what? And I have to go back to that one because you're right. If this was Gettleman, it would have been like, well, he's such a moron. What was he thinking? Why didn't he do this? Now it's Joe Shane. It's like, oh my God, he's so smart. I'm gonna drop some knowledge right now. I'm gonna drop some wisdom of my experience. Question things. Question things in life. Question things in football. Question things. Because when you just go along with the crowd, when you just go along with what everyone's saying, when you just go along with the program, that's a problem because of the fact you're never learning anything. Sometimes it is worth the fact that you go upstream, that you are going the wrong way down a one-way street. Why? Because of the fact that you are thinking. You are questioning things because you have your own mind. You have your own thought process. You are not part of the Borg. This is not group think. You are moving in the right direction because you know in your own mind, I can see what I can see myself. I don't have to have other people telling me. It takes a stronger person to stand up to 20 when you know you're right, when the 20 other people are sitting there and telling you are wrong. And you have the conviction to stand up and say, I am right. And even though you are sitting against the grain, and it's going against the grain, we're going to drop someone in because I haven't talked to him in, I think, 2 days. And it's been 2 days too long.
Yo.
you just come in with a, yo. You gotta love that, man. That's pimp.
Brother man from the fifth floor.
James,
the fifth floor.
I haven't talked to you for a couple days. What do you make of the Blake Martinez fiat? I know what you texted me, and I know everything now. I'm not going to read the text, but what do you and kind of give a synopsis of your text messages, but without some of the colorful verbiage that was used.
That's funny. First of all, what up, brother? What up, chat? G-Men for life. You already know what's going
We're
on,
always here.
everybody. But oh man, it's like I said in my comment. I think we're silently tanking. It's impossible to tank games in football because you'll die. You know,
Yep.
you have to play. You have to play the game. But like you said, like you've been saying, like all my brothers and any sisters in the chat. I've been saying like it's if you watch what's going on and you're just paying attention. I mean, we cut one of our best defensive players a week before game one, and
I like the look.
for all the no for real. Like just think
No,
about that.
but I just love the deadpan.
We just
Before
I don't
week
know what
one.
like like he's been here. I'm pretty sure he knew the playbook. He is one of our veterans. And
But he wasn't a captain.
yes, you pointed that out. That is a big thing because as somebody was saying,
I think you pointed it out to me.
If you're not named captain, like that is a big thing, especially somebody like Blake Martinez. You would think he would be a captain. I love Xavier McKinney, being a captain, but I think Blake, he's been in NFL long enough that he would have definitely been a captain if he was going to be here. But the fact that he wasn't a captain, that was odd, and anybody talking about the money thing, like, yes, our cap is horrible and Shane is balancing pennies and nickels, but Shane and the finance department knew what he was making 2 months ago.
They knew he was making in March.
They knew they know how it's gonna, at this time of the year, this kicks in, that kicks in, this incentive, da 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 da. They know. So it's not, we didn't cut him because of money now.
Not releasing him in March cost us an extra $1.5 million.
So man, I hate to say it. I think that was the writing on the wall where it was like, okay, anybody who really wanted to say, oh, we can make a run this year and we're gonna, if you had some of that crazy, super optimistic talk, I think the cutting of Blake Martinez was oh no, that was your welcome to reality. This is not a Shane and Dabo know what it is. They're not, like they said, and you said in your video before, that when they came out at the beginning of training camp, well, this is going to be a process and we got to crawl before we walk before we run, if we can even run at all.
I forgot about him saying that. Yeah.
And it's true. Like, I just to say something real quick, and I know you've been saying it all night, but I'm not going to do the thing this year. And I love all my G-Men brothers and sisters, but I'm not going to do the thing this year where people are like, well, just wait and see what's going to happen. And you got to hang in there. And, like we're Mickey and Rocky dying. You got to hang in there.
I'm waiting for you guys. Fight this guy hard.
Meanwhile, Clubber Lang is like beating the crap out of you and you're like dying. It's like, we're not going to, unless Dak Prescott gets hurt again, God forbid, unless Carson Wentz moves to Australia because of some crazy, God forbid, unless Jalen Hurts goes back to Oklahoma and Daniel Jones is like we're not winning the division. Yes, we have a soft schedule, but we're the Giants. We're not. I did it last night with my boy. Best case scenario, 8-9, 9-8. That's the best case scenario if everything really kind of goes like seriously, 9-8 is probably the best you can hope for if you really want to be optimistic.
If you want to be optimistic, I like this question. Is it too late to get those season tickets back? Season tickets. Is it? Yes, it is too late. They already cashed a check. You know what's the funny thing is the Giants not only cashed a check, they fucking moved. So now I can't even find them.
Listen, that money went to some Pepsis, buddy.
I'm not even getting my. James, for your birthday, because you're coming with me, I am giving you my medium Pepsi.
Oh yes.
All the love in the world. We got to drop someone in here. We got it because I see him because he's always walking. He's either walking, eating, drinking at a concert, wearing the white fedora. You know who it is. It's the man. It's the myth. It's the legend. It's the T. Brad.
Where's he at today?
What's going? I'm at my home. I'm at my domicile, just chilling, relaxing. Pouring a drink, little Crown Apple tonight.
I was gonna say, evidently though, you're trying to save on electricity.
Yeah, sometimes I'm keeping it simple. I was kind of like in bed, like, you know what, I'm gonna take it down. Gang's on a stream, so you know what, let me get up because we're rustling my feathers a little bit, hearing about all the missteps that Shane has taken so early in the process. Like we knew quarterback was an issue.
Mike Lee had a comment a second ago that Shane is using up all of his honeymoon capital right now. That the honeymoon is almost over for Shane. T-Brad, is it run? Oh, there you are.
Oh, I'm here.
There you are. Is the honeymoon over now for intelligent Giant fans?
No, not really. I mean, I'll say this: no GM gets it right all the time, and we still have to let the product be what it's going to be. But we see that Malik Willis should have been got. We see that Wan'Dale Robinson probably, even though he's probably going to be productive for us, we could have went in another direction and came out better. I personally think we should have went safety at that second round pick and got a wide receiver later because everyone knows I wanted 2 wide receivers, not 1. But now quarterback's a big issue. And if we're like a middle of the pack team, that means we got to mortgage the future to get a quarterback when we could have had Malik Willis already there developing. So I don't want to say that the honeymoon is over because winning kind of solves everything and we all get amnesia once we win. But the odds of winning
have gone down.
I think I'd rather play the Powerball. I was
saying, James, what are the odds? What are the odds? If you're an odds maker, what are your odds of the Giants making the playoffs?
Oh my God.
I got that one next.
The odds, I mean, I just said, honestly, if everything even breaks right and we win the games we're supposed to win, and like a couple of those, we're not, best case scenario is 9-8. To me, if you really look at the schedule, so I don't know what the odds, but 9-8. And if you're really being realistically optimistic, 9-8. If you look at this, and our schedule is not as hard.
Do you think that's realistically optimistic, or you just think that's optimistic? Because I don't see any realism in that. Because I continuously look at this roster, and there is at least 19 guys on this roster who would not be on any other team but the Giants.
No. Listen, when I say, and you know me, so you're right. Let me break this down. I'm trying to help you out here. Realistically optimistic. That means, like I said, if the sun shines and baby Jesus and baby Yoda rise together on Daniel Jones
and buses don't show up with other teams
and bless him, and like I said, Dak Prescott, God forbid, knock on wood, something happened to him, he'd have to be out. Carson Wentz, we have to get called to Australia to help them save the koalas. And Jalen Hurts would have to go back to Oklahoma to school. And even then, we'd still struggle. So when I say realistically optimistic, I'm saying if every single thing breaks the way we need it to, and I mean everything, 9-8. But realistically, no. Shoot. I think I said earlier a few months ago, like 6 wins. I'm down to 4.
I'm down to
4 now. Like 4 certified. Like we playing spades. You know what I'm saying, T-Brad? How many books you got?
I got 2 in the possible.
I got
a certified 3. I got a definite 3, baby.
That means he got the big joker, the little joker, and probably the 2 of diamonds.
Oh, T-Brad, what is your percentage though of the Giants? If you were a Vegas odds maker, Giants playoffs.
Wow, I mean,
that's like a hard question, Tim.
It's like 600. I'd pay 600 to 1 on that. And 600 to 1. And the reason I say that is the easier question, which is still bad, is would the Giants be at 500? So let's just go at that odds alone.
I'm gonna give you a tougher question. 5 wins over under.
Ooh,
that's actually my prediction. So it's gosh.
with a stank Bill Cosby face.
I was gonna say,
you know what?
James wants some
I'm
down
gonna
the
say- I'm
pudding.
gonna say under. If I have to bet over or under, and you're crazy because it's crazy because you say the odds are they'll win at least 5 or more, but I'm gonna say under. And the only thing is, our defense. Everybody talk about the Martindale. See, I don't know how to do the voices like Tim. Martindale system relies. I don't want to take his shtick, but I love when he does that. But everyone says Martindale system relies on great corner play, aggressive corner
And
play,
safeties. Yeah.
and safeties. That's where we're the weakest. so
Everything should be fine. 12 wins.
It's kind of hard to make like a dish like, spaghetti and meatballs, and there's like literally no spaghetti. Like you need the main ingredient for it to work. So for that defense alone, which we were trying to get a little identity for, it's just not ready the way the system is set up. It's just not ready. I mean, we had a cornerback, Bradbury, playing down the road.
Yeah, down on 95. Went down the street.
About 20 minutes from my house, literally. But we could have, if we were going to dump Martinez, and I'm going to get on a little rant, if we were going to dump Martinez, we could have did that back in March and figured out how to restructure Bradbury.
We could have saved $1.5 million more.
And maybe have a better product on the field.
Here's a question.
It's like we're halfway tanking and halfway not tanking. Like we don't know what we want to do.
You talk about making spaghetti. Our pasta noodles, also known as spaghetti. I'm asking this question for Rachel, James. Would you refer to a pasta? Would you refer to as a penne noodle as spaghetti?
Well,
No, I actually differentiate. Because if I have beef,
I'm sorry, Rachel. I had to ask that question.
Yeah, if I have beefaroni, I'm gonna say we're having beefaroni. Some people call it goulash. I'm old school, so we don't even call it penne. We call it pencil points.
There you go.
There you
go. All right.
That's what I grew up on. I don't even know what penne is, but yeah.
Oh, James's house is ritzy. There, he's over at Rachel's. It's ritzy over there. We had they had an argument one day when I was on the FaceTime with them about the difference between pasta noodles and spaghetti. So I wanted to get another cook's opinion on that.
Rigatoni. She was talking about rigatoni.
Rigatoni. That's what I was.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't even remember what.
Now,
James,
but no, I say rigatoni. I literally say what it is I'm making, because you might have baked rigatoni, fried like ziti, baked ziti. You just say what the noodle is to me.
James, Kadarius Toney. I've talked about this before. They've created a whole new category for him. He's not probable. He's not doubtful. He's not questionable. He's not out. He's hopeful. He's hopeful.
Oh my God.
And what is the hopefulness of him even being on the field in Tennessee? Or does it even matter at this point in time? Because he hasn't practiced or played.
Yeah, that's how do you end the season hurt? Right? You end the season hurt. Right? Hold on, let's go through this. Because I want to know. Sometimes I'll be bugging because I like to drink and do what I do, just like brother T. Brad. But
I'm getting ready to go outside and smoke too.
There you go.
Sometimes I'll be bugging. So y'all in the chat, my brothers here, help me. You end the season hurt, right?
Yep.
Go in the off season, practice your rhymes, whatever, little Instagram, whatever. All right. You should be working out, strengthening, doing whatever your little stuff on your own, getting with your boys, right? Then I know they have like involuntary camps, whatever. Your behind need to be there.
Yep.
Could have been there, right? Now you have training camp, right? Made it out of that. And then preseason is now done. And I haven't seen you catch a damn pass. I haven't seen you catch a pass yet, bro. This entire off-season training camp. Like, I see one clip when they were, before the pads came on. I think he was out there. And as soon as the pads came on, I didn't see him anymore.
As soon as the pads came on, he started limping.
And the only thing I'll say real quick is just to hop on T. Brad's point before about, Shane and the honeymoon effect I was saying. The only thing I'm really holding on, it's a definite reflect on Shane this year, is Wan'Dale Robinson. If that guy is not a baller, if he does the David Wilson where he runs and he's fast, but every time he gets hit, it looks like he got shot 5 times, then that's straight against Shane. Because like T Brad said, like you said, Tim, like we all said on the draft chat, there was 40 other guys you could have taken, offense or defense.
Yeah.
40 other guys.
You
Literally,
get an actual, an actual size wide receiver. But T Brad, this is kind of the burning question for me. Kadarius Toney or Will Smith, better rapper?
Will Smith.
Yeah, that's disrespectful to summertime.
Will Smith. I mean, I can't.
That's Will Smith with Jazzy Jeff.
I'm about to say we can't disrespect just because of the slap. We can't disrespect the rap. You know what I'm saying? We can't just because of the slap. We can't disrespect the rap. I know. I still listen to. I love Miami. You know, Will Smith.
Men in Black.
Miami.
Yeah, Will
Men in
Smith
Black,
is some shit.
Yep.
Yeah, Will Smith is some shit. Parents just don't understand. I could beat Mike Tyson.
Oh my God! Gotta
give him his respect, man. Gotta give him his respect.
We got to give a big shout out to Saeed who just jumped into the room. And T-Rad, I know you're following some college football right now, probably.
Yes. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Tom says I want Bryce Young or anyone on the board, and like I said, I don't like talking about the draft in September. But
I love it.
I mean, who are you? You mentioned you're going to be doing some scouting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, out of the quarterbacks that are available this early.
Yeah, and I got
9 months away. This early.
Yes. I love it.
Who's the guy on your board that you either want to see this season or think would fit what Dable did or does with Josh Allen? If he's going to run that type of offense.
I honestly say CJ Stroud. And it seems like a homer pick. And I'm a Michigan University, I'm a Michigan Wolverines fan, so it hurts to want to grab somebody from Ohio State. Yes, go blue.
Damn it, T-Brad. All right, I'll say
Thank you.
But my thing with it, I don't let that get in the way of somebody as a prospect, slip past the Giants. I'm not that bad. But I think he's got the size. I think he's got the arm. And I think he's played around big talent, but I get nervous with Alabama quarterbacks and Ohio State quarterbacks because they're throwing to Sunday style pro NFL receivers. They're just going to class. Yes. That's the talent. So if you get past that first tier, that second tier with the quarterback from Kentucky and Van Dyke from Miami, those are the people I really want to see. Like, because CJ Stroud and the guy from Bama, I keep forgetting, is Bryce Young. They're the guys. They're the flashy names, and you're gonna see them. But I want to see the guy from Kentucky. I want to see Will Levy or whatever. I want to see him play. I want to see Van Dyke play. And the guy from Florida, love my brothers. Rich said, but he seems like more athlete than quarterback. Kind of like a bigger Denard Robinson, but maybe I haven't seen.
Oh, Denard Robinson reference! Wow, that's a big reference.
He's big, athletic, but I haven't really seen his arm. I'm not saying he doesn't have one, just saying I haven't really seen it. So that I'm definitely going to watch him too. Got to watch Florida to see what he does and how he plays because we all know Daniel Jones ain't it. We all know Tyrod Taylor ain't it. We all know we ain't gonna go to free agency and go get a Jimmy Garoppolo. So we need to be looking at this draft. We need to be looking at this draft.
We need to be looking somewhere in the draft. James, I talked about earlier that Daniel Jones, for all the things I could say about him and all the negative things I say about him and everything else, the Giants preached that they were going to put talent around him so he could show his wares.
Yeah.
Do you feel bad for Daniel Jones at all when you look at this offensive roster? Because I think potentially this team offensively could be worse in talent-wise than last year. And you're not really doing this kid a favor.
If I'll give Daniel Jones any breaks, it's not with the roster. Because one thing we'll say, because I was talking with my boy, Gettleman, all his moves suck, pretty much, right? but he tried to make some moves.
Right.
He tried. They just sucked, right?
True.
So if anything, I'll give, because I mean, yo, Kenny Galladay, I mean, you threw the Brinks truck at him. You brought him here. He just hasn't done anything. So if any break I'll give DJ, excuse me, Mr. Jones, because that's what I'm gonna start calling him. You got to get official now. You about to pack your bags and be out. You're Mr. Jones now. Somebody get Erica Badu on the phone. Call
That's
Tyrone. About to be over.
Damn.
But I'll give him a break with the sense that he's been around some nincompoops.
Right.
The crazy way. He, like, I mean, if you look at the coaches he's been around and the change and all that, like, I don't care about the change, but I care about the type of coaches that's been around him. He's been around some kind of guys who we over evaluated their football IQ. And
I'm sorry, some of us did not over evaluate some of these people's football.
I'm sorry, not you. You know, not
Some of these people took shit for 2 years about Joe Judge.
Well, yeah, listen, a lot of us have been taking crap about the quarterback. I mean, how many of us from day one said, "Oh, we took the coffee maker from Duke"? Huh?
Well, I'm not gonna sound so smart because I actually wanted Dwayne Haskins. So I'm not gonna act like Josh Allen was the guy for me. I was actually blinded by the light and wanted Dwayne Haskins. Yes, baby.
But with the Dwayne, and I did too, T-Brad, I did too. But the one thing we can say over that is at least we had something to look at with Haskins, where it was like, oh, he has an arm. Oh, he put up 50 touchdowns at a major college against NFL competition. Daniel Jones came from Duke. That's all we can say about him. So, yes, I was wrong about Haskins. I definitely, like you said, we got to be men. We were wrong.
I don't want to point this right, but I was right about Haskins.
All right. I don't
want to point that out. I said he was a lollipop thrower and he wouldn't make it in the NFL.
Yo. But again, it's hard to see that when he's throwing all those good wide receivers in Ohio State. Ohio State might need to name its team Wide Receiver University.
Yo, I'm a Buckeye fan, and let me just say real quick, like,
I used to like you.
Let me tell you something.
You dropped Bernie Robinson.
I'm gonna have to get your number or something because I didn't know you was a Wolverine. I'm gonna have to talk to you later, brother. But
yeah, for sure.
But Buckeye, as you know, all right, you're a Wolverine fan, and Tim, you know everything about football going back to the 1600s when there was no football. But so you know this. Ohio State quarterbacks suck.
Oh yeah,
they suck. I mean, Troy Smith, I loved him. What did he do? He didn't do nothing.
They never come in and do anything.
They never. My man Terrell Pryor, I loved him. He turned into a tight end.
Yeah.
Wide receiver.
Was it Hoying? Who went to
yeah, was it Bobby Hoying?
Bobby Hoying. He was a guy.
You know, like, so it's like
passer.
I mean, I'm not going to do I have no quarterback predictions. I'll let Tim and Brother T-Brad handle that. Honestly, there could be some kid from South Mississippi State Catholic U, and he'll come out of nowhere and he'll light it up, and Shane will be like, oh, you take that guy.
But you got to remember, Steve McNair, Acorn State, Division III.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it that way. But you know what? You laugh, though, because outside of Tom Brady in Michigan, though, you know, the big name Michigan quarterbacks were like Jim Harbaugh.
Elvis Gerback.
I love from the 49ers to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I loved Elvis Gerback, though. I'm not going to lie. I loved Elvis Gerback in college.
But Gerback at least did a little something in the pro.
Gerback went to the playoffs a couple times.
Yeah, he had a solid career.
You know what I'm saying? So Gerback at least, hey, you know, like he had a little Elvis in him.
He had a little bit going on. We got to run through some of these chats. Tom said spaghetti is a kind of pasta. Big L says Kadarius Toney's diet is Skittles and Fruit Loops. Tom also says that Will Smith is trash. Let's see. Jay Sports Cards wants to know, where is Dom? Dom is in the Hobbit hole right now. He's sleeping because it's very late his time. Want to trace McSorley? Anyone want to trace? Didn't you guys want to trace McSorley? I know we got cut. I was not a fan of him.
Isn't he a guy from Penn State?
He's a guy from Penn State. He had a cup of coffee with the Ravens.
Terrible. terrible. He looked terrible.
He did not look well. He did not look great.
Terrible.
T-Brad, at the end of the day, you are an NFL evaluator, and I want you to take off your Giants hat.
Okay.
And I want to read a group to you from the Giants, and I want you to tell me where you think they would rank positionally in regard to the entire NFL.
This is gonna be good.
You ready?
All right.
All right. David Stills, Darius Slayton, Richie James, Sterling Shepard, Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney, Kenny G.
First of all, like half of them belong in the CFL.
I can see Wan'Dale in the CFL.
Yeah, it's half of them belong in the CFL. Now, Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm going to wait and look at him because
he's kind of small. You might not be able to find him.
So you got to find him first.
You got to look for him. We tried to find him during the game.
He needs the tall cleats.
That was the strategy. Get somebody little throwing the ball.
Let's put it this way. He hid behind Dom.
I honestly can't think of a worse wide receiver core, especially when, and I don't care what unit this is in football, if you have an overpriced, overpaid player and they're not producing at that money, your team is suffering. It doesn't matter what it is. So we got Kenny Galladay getting free money. Yep. We got Robinson, who would be great on a team with established wide receivers. Like Wan'Dale Robinson, put him next to Jamar Chase. Put him in Cincinnati. Let him do some stuff over there. Second overall? Seriously? Now you got Sterling, I stay hurt, Shepard. Great person, great Giant.
Great guy.
But yeah. But
walks his dog, loves his mother.
Yep. Facts are the facts. And, you can hang out, but I just don't want you on the team anymore. But then we got the rap star,
Rap star.
And I would probably trade him for Rod Tidwell. At least Rod Tidwell is going to give you all heart. He's all heart.
I'm all heart,
motherfucker. So our wide receiver core ranks very, very low. And off the top of my head, I cannot think of one that's worse.
The best line in Jerry Maguire is still when Rod turns around to Jerry as he's getting on the bus and says, "I don't want to be friends no more," and then walks off.
Watched that the other night, actually.
James, I'm gonna read you a positional group, and I want you to tell me where they rank out of 32 teams. You ready? Yours is even better.
Number 2.
Yours is better. Cordell Flott, Darnay Holmes, Dory Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Justin Lane, and Rodarius Williams.
Justin Lane. Sounds like
don't forget Rodarius Williams either.
We got Rodarius Williams. He was the last one. Who's hurt?
Yeah.
Where do they rank in the 30? Where do they in the Chronicles of Giants history? Where do they rank at the top 32 teams?
Dude,
you gotta take it up, man. Go right.
Seeing as how I was watching Aaron Robinson get smoked out there, that doesn't help either because he was supposed to be like the bright spot, kind of dingy looking. Yo, honestly, out of 32.
Out of 32.
Don't
say 33.
Nice. No, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna say like 28, 29.
Wow.
Who's worse?
Who's worse?
Damn it, man. I'm honestly, what I've been sitting here trying to think of a worse wide receiver group because just before, but now I got.
I'm not going to give you both the same question.
I know.
What the hell, man?
Who's worse? All right, let me just give you at least 2 real quick. You tell me what you think. Jacksonville's not worse.
Actually, Jacksonville's got a pretty good defense. Jacksonville, if they could figure out their
he's doing the corners. He's doing
the corners. Yeah, just the corners.
The corner. Jacksonville has. I was looking at something with the Jags the other day, and I can't think, but I don't think Jacksonville has bad. I don't think they're as bad as the Giants.
Come on, we gave them Ingram. Doesn't that bring their whole team down like by 2%?
It should bring them down quite extensively. I just had to look this up for a minute here. Jacksonville has actually got Darius Williams and Tyron. Let's see here. They got Darius Williams. Let's see. Where do they got? They got Shaq Griffin.
Oh,
so he is actually good. They got They got the kid Chris Claybrooks. I do know him. He's actually pretty good. And they do have, and they do have Darius Williams, Rodarius Williams' brother. So actually, their corners are not bad at all.
They got
But we
good
got
one.
the brother. They cancel each other out.
We got the brother that can't cover. It's not a brother from another mother. It's the brother that can't cover.
We got the brother that was getting beat up before mom walked in the room and settled it.
I was going to say it's the brother that can't cover my 80-year-old mother.
Is Flat on IR? Is he playing?
Flott is not on IR. Rodarius Williams I believe Rodarius Williams is on IR.
Okay, so Flat is probably going to be not playing, and we got Malik. Well, never mind. I'm just going to be a little frustrated with this until we get a quarterback. I don't want to talk anymore.
It's
just going to be a thing. It's like, wow, we could have gotten Justin Fields, but we were so. I think the problem with the Giants is we were dedicated to Daniel Jones for far too long.
We could have gotten Parsons.
There it is. I said
not even have to move anywhere.
But the Justin Fields one is, I'm glad you brought, because I don't want to sound like a Ohio State homer, but he was sitting right there.
Yep.
He was going to literally, it was like when the draft was going on and I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, he's going to be right there when we're getting there. And he's still there. He's going to be there. We could actually move on from Daniel Jones and it won't be a reach because he's just right there. You didn't move up. You didn't give it, you just take a chance, gives Daniel Jones the year, let Fields sit, but,
I'm just going to be honest. I don't think, and Tim, you brought up a good subject talking about Daniel Jones, if he was black and things like that. I don't run away from that, but I don't think that I've ever seen a first-round pick quarterback given so many opportunities as Daniel Jones without the production. Period.
I can't think of people will point out Phil Simms. They'll say, well, Phil Simms, I always mentioned in 79 was the offensive rookie of the year. He was leading the team to the playoffs in 81.
He showed promise.
He showed promise. And people will say, well, Josh Allen, he's like Josh Allen. No, Josh Allen showed a progression every year from his rookie season. I can't think of, and James, this is a good question. Can you think of, and I like, is already someone put in the chat, Sims and Eli. Eli had a bad year and then threw 24 touchdowns the next year.
Eli success his first 3 years. Y'all don't have Google, Yo, we went to the playoffs in his first 4 years. Y'all ain't got Google, Safari, Chrome. Something.
They're using Ask Jeeves. It's all good.
Seriously,
I really want people to look at his production. Look at his numbers, just the numbers. I'm not talking about nothing on the field. I don't want to blame the offensive line for forever, but there's a point where us as fans and the coaching staff have different levels of knowledge. And that coaching staff, they know. You ever see somebody get cut? You're like, man, what the hell's going on there? That guy was good. That coaching staff knows something. But it looked like the Giants coaching staff's like, nope, we really believe in Daniel Jones. Well, what happened this play? Well, that offensive line, he really can't get it together.
They have the built-in excuses.
Yeah, it's always an excuse for this guy. And again, he's a nice guy. He's a great person, a great teammate. No, I don't, for the people that are going to dive on a sword for him, I'm not a Daniel Jones hater. I'm a Giants lover. And I want our team to be good.
Win.
Yes. Trust me, I wanted Dwayne Haskins, RIP. And if Dwayne Haskins was playing like Daniel Jones, I would be saying the same things about Dwayne Haskins. I'll say, I got it wrong. We need to get rid of him.
But let's just address the elephant in the room. If Dwayne Haskins survived, and let's say Dwayne Haskins was on the Giants and we drafted him and he had these 3 years of statistical ineptitude, would he still be the Giants quarterback?
No.
Let's be honest. No, wait, hold on, James. You're gonna go next. We're gonna T-Brad first. Let's be honest. Let's get honesty out here.
This is a lot of what ifs.
It's always a lot of what ifs.
I'm gonna say this. Based on the fact that I think Daniel Jones has got more shots than anyone I've ever seen, I'm going to say no. Dwayne Haskins wouldn't have got this many opportunities. Like, how many teams has Josh Rosen been on?
That's going to be he just got cut again, but that was going to be my next point.
Now people get chances in the NFL. That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, Dwayne Haskins got a chance with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm talking about a team that is like, yeah, we drafted you 6th overall, but it's never your fault. Here, did we draft him in like 18?
Yeah.
What year is it?
Or was it 18 or 19? It was we
I
took
think
Barkley,
it was
so it was 19, I believe.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because he
18
played in
was Barkley,
19, he
yeah,
played in
18
20,
was
20. Yeah, this is his
Okay.
4th year. We drafted him in 19.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're 4 years down the line with a question mark at quarterback. Now, mind you, this preseason, I've seen him look good against second string players, whereas before I've seen him look bad against second string players. I like to see what he does against first string players. If he comes out and lights it up, you're not going to hear me say we need to get rid of him. But I doubt that's going to happen.
You have a couple people in the chat, which I find interesting. I'm gonna get to you in a minute, James, with the same question. But you have people that are saying no, it's about winning. But if that's the case, how can you even say that it's about winning? You have Mr. Albert saying Jones had to fight for a spot at starting quarterback. Haskins. Jones was given a spot with a pretty bow put on, and he really was. We basically moved out Eli for him. Nope, has nothing to do with it. Has to do with winning. We are tired of losing. Well, here's the problem. Yeah. Dwayne Haskins never got a full shot to give a winning season. I mean, I'm going to ask you the same question, James.
Can I come out the box? Can I come out the sandbox?
You can come out swinging, my friend, because I already know your answer.
Coming in hot.
Because, honestly, T-Brad, what you said, my brother, and I got to take the mic for like 60 seconds. What you said, my brother, I left that comment on one of Bad Dog's videos because he's the only other YouTuber that talks any kind of sense, like Tim. But it's like, what is it about Daniel Jones that he has this undying love affair? What is it? And it's turning Giants fans into two parts. We're political parties now. It's the Giants fans and the Daniel Jones fans. Why is there such allegiance to a guy that hasn't done anything?
Because I copyrighted Danny Dimes and I wanted to make money.
The minute I heard that, and my boy, I don't know what game it was, but he was like, "Oh, Danny Dimes." Some girl said it on TV, and I was like,
"It was the Jet game. It was the Jet Giants preseason game."
The minute I heard that, I was like, "Oh, he's destined to suck now. He's got a nickname already. He's got a
good nickname.
He's got a nickname. Listen. You earn nicknames. You know how that go when you come from in your neighborhood. You earn your nickname. You don't. Oh, he's Danny Dimes. Why is he Danny Dimes? He's throwing dimes. He's throwing like 30 touchdowns. No, he didn't do that. So the minute
he's got a great coin collection. And
the point,
he wasn't collecting silver dollars.
Please. And the point about the Dwayne Haskins thing is that's the only thing I can say about brother Haskins is that how many games did he get to play in Washington before he was out the door? And we gave this kid chance. Listen, my boy, who I love him. If he's watching, Brian, I love you. You're my brother. You know what he's been saying for the last year? Well, maybe he'll be good. Well, maybe he'll be good. It's different coaches. Well, maybe he'll be good. It's different coaches. Here we are back. Maybe he'll be good. Brother, like T-Brad just said, hey, maybe he'll be good. I'm going to say it right now. He's not going to be good. He's not. He's going to be better than he was last year because it's harder to be worse. But he's not going to be good. And I'm getting like so sick of this. Well, it's the offensive line. And Kenny Galladay didn't come out his route. And nobody's ever healthy. And he has to learn so many different playbooks. And it's over. It's a wrap. It's done. This is just a walkthrough year. It's like when you're taking anybody's ever had to take a dog to get put down. It's like the dog knows what's going on.
Ooh,
Daniel Jones knows what's going on. And it hurt. Like we ain't wishing bad on the kid. Nobody's wishing bad on Daniel Jones or his family. But guess what? He's got $20 million to go home and cry into for sucking at his job. Enough of the crap.
Tell me how you really feel.
So what you're saying is we are not going to euthanize Daniel Jones. So that's what we're saying. We're not euthanizing him. We're good.
I'm just saying he's on the green mile. He's up out of here, baby.
Saying he's Fairly Wells, getting right with Jesus. I think with Daniel Dimes, it's sad to be in this situation, but I'm going to give something, and this is the only thing, like when people blame the line, the one thing I will say Daniel Jones has had to deal with, and it still doesn't make him a great quarterback, is drops. I think he's gotten a lot, like Evan Ingram alone. It's like, damn, like your quarterback sucks. It will help when he does put the ball where it's supposed to be for you to catch it. You know, I think that was more of a problem than the line when I look at like a little bit of scapegoat for him. But I don't want a quarterback that's all right. I want a quarterback who's the guy. I want a quarterback who's the guy, who's a dog, who's going to go out there and be like, all right, my top wide receiver's out. I'm going to make these guys work. And another thing that Daniel Jones got done real dirty. He got done real dirty. When we got Saquon Barkley, we had Odell. Barkley won Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
And we draft Daniel Jones. And we trade Odell Beckham. I'm like, I don't understand that. If you have a young quarterback, you want to have weapons around him. Don't take him away, because I think that could have got him some confidence. Hey, I got a nice running back. I got a nice wide out here who could open up the game. I got a tight end who's going to drop every damn thing I throw to him, but it won't be my fault. And I think those couple of things messed him up. But at this point, as a fan, it ain't my fault. I want somebody in here who can get the job done. CJ Stroud, Van Dyke, wherever you playing Saturday, come on, we getting the Giants jersey ready for you.
I wanna drop one misconception about the drops. Evan Ingram 2 years ago in 2020 was third in the league with 11 drops. There has not been a Giant in the top 20 since 19. Besides that, and in reference to the category of drops, besides Evan Ingram in 2020.
Not even Ruben Randall.
Nope.
Damn.
I'm not saying.
We're saying the amount of times that Daniel Jones has been on the league was 19, 20, 21. Only Ingram that 1 year, which was in 20, where he was third in the league in drops with 11. There's not another Giant in the top 20 in those 3 years.
Okay. I won't argue with stats.
You can't, because I just looked it up.
Trust me, I
didn't just pull that shit out of my ass. I actually looked it up.
I can't argue with stats, but there's some people that will make that emotional argument anyway.
Right.
I won't do it.
Oh yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, well, and we have to do feel, it's ripped for Daniel Jones. No, we're not euthanizing him. Everything is fine. James was just joking, but no, he's not. No, if there was in the last year's draft, we all know what we did last year, but in last year's draft in 2020, and I'm gonna start with James. If there was one player that you could redraft for the Giants right now that would help this 2021 roster, who do you think it would be?
It was, shoot, I don't have my list in front of me, but who was the wide receiver that T. Brad? What was it, Pickens? You wanted? Did you want Pickens, T. Brad?
Yeah, but are you talking about this last draft or the draft?
The 2020 draft, not 2021 draft. Sorry.
We should
do the player that we drafted in 2021 that could help that we passed on that could help the Giants now. Is there anyone you would redraft for 2022?
This is a setup.
It's a trap.
This is a
Yeah,
setup.
I know.
Now,
hold on, we got
Jay, you wanna go first?
It's a trap.
Jay, you want to go first?
You go first.
Oh, you want to go first, T-Brad? Because he put this on a tee.
No, go ahead. Go. I don't care.
I don't know if he thinks that I'm too not paying attention in here or something, but a guy we could have drafted that he could just be sitting there right now, helping some homeless guy in the street. Is that what you're trying to allude to, brother?
No. He was drafted in 2022.
2021 you're talking about?
2021. We're redrafting 2021. Is there a Giant? Is there a guy right now that could stand out that the Giants could have had that could help this roster immediately?
If we're doing 2021, I'm taking Fields.
Okay.
That's me.
But there's okay. I think that's but you got to give me a reason why.
A reason why? Why am I taking Justin Fields?
Yeah.
Because we need a quarterback.
So,
And-
but you would still sit there and have Daniel Jones and Justin Fields on the same team.
Yes. Do you want to know why, Tim?
Sure.
Because this is the NFL is the big boy league. It's the big boy league. Let me say a quick little story because I know I've been ranting, but
I'm a big boy fan.
Big boy.
Yo, Thomas Edward Brady, the GOAT, had a guy behind him by the name, had a guy, Michigan Wolverine, damn near last pick. The GOAT had a guy behind him by the name of porn star Jimmy G. And that guy, he had a nice cut on his jib, and Bill Belichick loved him. And Bill Belichick was actually thinking about replacing the GOAT with Jimmy G. The GOAT was so pissed off, he got Jimmy G traded, and then a couple years later, he left to go to another team. Because he's the GOAT, and I don't need you, Bill. So, to bring me to my point, this is the big boy league. Daniel Jones, if he was really an NFL quarterback, where they have a thing called competition. Let me ask y'all a question. Why did we get rid of Colt McCoy for Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm?
Saving money.
Saving money, or is it because they're non-threatening in the quarterback room? Daniel Jones knows I can go out there and throw 40 picks. These guys ain't taking my spot. Come on, man. Think about that. Yo, he's looking at Tyrod Taylor in practice going, oh, this guy can play a little bit. I'm on my last year. You don't think he's seeing that in practice? You don't think he knows? Oh, Dabo knows this guy from Buffalo. He actually, yeah. And somebody made a comment in the chat about, oh, Tyrod Taylor's been cut from teams 34 times. Yeah, and he's got a job another 35 times, including some of y'all out there, the nonsense this year, I'm not taking it, bro. Cut 30. Yeah, he got a job 35 on your squad.
Tell him how you feel. Tell him how you feel.
Like, for the crack. Enough. Daniel Jones, if he was the guy. Hey, Brett Favre, one of my favorite players. They drafted a guy behind him, the name of Aaron Rodgers. My boy Brett Favre was so mad, he took his Wrangler jeans to Minnesota.
Actually went to the Jets first.
Huh?
You went to the Jets
first. Yeah.
Well, whatever. He stopped with the Jets.
Whatever that motherfucker did, that's where he went.
He went to Minnesota. Yeah. Went to the NFC shit. Went from a pickle to the Super Bowl. You want to know? He said, I don't need you, Green Bay. So then he should leave here and do like everybody says and get picked up by another team because so many teams are going to be waiting to get him.
Everyone loves Daniel Jones.
Come on, man. T-Brad, I was going to ask you the same question, but I forgot the question.
Oh, no, I got it. So if we go back to last year's draft.
Last year, 2021.
This year, you can go there's two mindsets. You do Micah Parsons. No need to talk about it. No need to talk about it. You get Micah Parsons last year, you don't need Thibodeau this year. So you can do it that way. Me, I hate having a question mark at quarterback. It's like these younger people, and I'm not sure everybody's age, but these younger people, they don't remember Derek Brown. They don't remember Kent Graham. They're like, they've been coddled under Eli. Like, I had Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler, and after that, it was the laundry list.
We're in the desert for a while.
And you have to look at it. We always sucked under unsteady quarterbacks. We always sucked. So we got Daniel Jones. He's 2 years in the league. We could have got Justin Herbert, but no, get him and got him. We don't want to just throw him out. But man, imagine if we had the balls to make that move to just go get Justin Herbert and say, Daniel Jones, you ain't looking like it. Like you said, it's the big boy league. Yep. You put on the big boy pants.
Are you a big man? Huh?
That's what I'm talking about.
Talking to you.
Talking to you.
Yeah, you're going to do your first desk pop. You know what I mean? Like, if you honestly, look at the team and you said you had Justin Fields. If you look at the team and say, hey, we got Justin Fields. We're in a quarterback position. Like, I'm not even going to cut it this way. When you look at the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson goes down and Huntley comes in, man, he ain't Lamar Jackson, but this guy can get the job done. He's better than every quarterback on our team now. The guy Huntley. Right now. And that's the truth. So my thing is, can't have, there's no such thing as having an over amount of good quarterbacks on your team. Because guess what? You can always trade them out. Look at the Eagles. They were getting crazy. Kevin Cobb. They got a first-round pick for Kevin Cobb. Yeah. They got first-round picks for Jeff Garcia, like Andy Garcia's little brother. They got so many different picks for quarterbacks. I don't know how the Eagles at one time were always flipping over these bad quarterbacks and getting some Carson Wentz.
They got some for Nick Foles.
And guess what? They always managed to keep a little 2-quarterback thing going. So they're not, because when they grabbed, who's the guy's name? When they grabbed Hurts, everybody like, oh my God, Hurt. We didn't even have a first-round pick. We go to get this guy. We already got Carson Wentz. And I live in South Jersey, so I know what Eagles fans were saying. They hated the Jalen Hurts pick.
Still do want him.
Not so bad now.
No.
Carson Wentz and all his money's gone.
Jalen Hurts made the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. That Jalen Hurts pick don't look too bad now.
No.
So
not too bad.
I would agree with the man right there, Jay, and say, yeah, we need to. I would have went Fields, even though Parsons would have been a no-brainer too. I would have liked to see Fields. Let's get this quarterback thing fixed now rather than later and waste people's time.
I was going with Slater.
Ooh, I know you don't like him. I know that's sarcasm.
Wasn't even thinking about it.
And I personally love Slater. So Slater's who I wanted in that pick last year.
But my question is, and the reason why I was asking this question is because of Slater, because Slater played well last year, and he played well with the Chargers. He played well with a good quarterback. Would Slater, and I'm going to ask James first, and I don't need a 45-minute answer. Would Slater had still excelled if he was here under the tutelage of the Giants and Daniel Jones?
No. I think he would be good, but not as good as he is now. Again, under the tutelage of the great Giant coaches that we've had here in the last couple of years, and again, the jury's still out on the guys that are here now, but the guys that were here a year ago, kidding me? So I'll say that I'm not going to say he would have been turned into Eric Flowers or anything crazy like that. No, but I don't know if he would have shined the way he shined in San Diego.
No, that's what I'm thinking. All right, guys, we're getting ready to wrap this up for the evening.
I didn't get the same question
because I already know your answer.
The same question. All
right. Well, I'm going to give you the same. I'm going to give you the same question. Would Slater be as productive in New York as he was in LA?
I think Slater would be a beast regardless, because when you have talent like he has, bad coaching can't even fuck that up.
Mike Lee says hell no.
Bad coaching can't mess up a talent like Slater.
Oh, really?
That good.
Because
good.
Here's the thing, and this is where my friend, you were actually right. Hold on. You were actually right. It was a trap. It was a trap. Bad coaching cannot screw up talent. So basically what we're saying is Daniel Jones couldn't be screwed up because of bad coaching.
You get my point. Exactly.
Okay. All right. I like it. It took me a roundabout way to get there. I just wanted somebody to say it. I got off the off ramp on 95 and I forgot to get back on the turnpike, so I just wanted to make sure. And I had that one right then. So massive talent shines, and Daniel Jones is going to get euthanized by James Williams at the dog pound.
Football terms euthanized. Yes, he's out of here, man. I mean,
yes, everyone knows what we mean. We're just going to wait him. We're not going to.
If we had Slater, that victory formation would have got at least another 2 yards.
We would have got
guaranteed. Guaranteed.
It would have been 4th and 3.
Oh my God. Victory formation at our own. Oh my God.
We got Tuto back in the chat. We're going to get Tuto big shout out.
Joe Judge had me fooled the first 2 years. I will not lie. He had me fooled. I was like, man, he's saying all the right things, but that product on Sunday, like, ugh. So I don't want to act like I had the Tim's. I didn't have the foresight of Tim. Tim called it out early. Like this.
I just Brown did. Money talks and bullshit runs a marathon. That's what I saw with Dan. That's what I saw with Joe Judge. He all the bullshit was flying out, and I'm like, you haven't done anything. I talk a lot, but you know what? I'm just me. But I'm not the head coach of the Giants. You want to talk that much crap? You have to have some type of record behind you.
Right.
Yo, when he went and yanked Tony, and I know Tony was bugging in that game, but just something about the way he did it was almost like, I run this team.
Yeah.
This big Papa's team. He'll be out here embarrassing me. He'll get back over here on this sideline. And it just, it's like, and I know he had to get him, but I don't know.
You know where that comes from? You know where that mentality comes from? People see, he sees like a Belichick with that attitude. Well, you're not Belichick. So you can't come in like that. Like the same way people used to try to coach like Parcells. Like, you're not Parcells, so you're not going to get that type of level of respect. And just because you was around that guy, don't make you that guy. Belichick.
Belichick had 2 Super Bowl rings in the 86 and 90. He went to Cleveland and did flame out, but he still made the playoffs with the Browns. I mean, so he had something as a resume, not just I'm a special teams coach.
Right. Like now with 8 Super Bowls or however many damn Super Bowls he got, I'm joking. I know he's only got 6. But with all the Super Bowls he has, it's like Belichick can go anywhere and say, look, man, I want y'all to walk the juniors to get me a cheesecake and we're going to win a Super Bowl. The whole team is going to walk the juniors to get the cheesecake. But when you're a new coach, you can't lead with such an iron fist because you haven't proven anything. And we're human beings. These young kids today, you have to show them that what you're saying is going to make sense and then most importantly going to get results. So you put all these different goofy rules in. I don't want anybody texting or on Twitter and man, we suck. What does me not being on Twitter? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you check out. Man, you want me to abide by all? I'm running laps. Man, we suck. This isn't changing anything. I run 15 laps if we was winning.
I'm still stuck on cheesecake from juniors. We used to fly that in when I lived in Florida.
They got one in Burlington County.
Oh, they
Burlington County has one. Yep, Burlington County, New Jersey has the juniors right in Burlington.
We're not that far. We're not close to Burlington, but we're not that far from Burlington. We used to, like I said, when it was in New York, I used to, and I lived in. My wife was from New York. She loved juniors, and I used to fly it in for her, when she would things because it was good. I love juniors cheesecake.
Hey, Trenton reference. Do you remember Michelle Lurie's over there by Trenton High School?
Yes.
The cheesecake place? Oh, my God. They put in a whole page ad when they shut down. Michelle Lurie's was
oh, my God. That's going. That's going. Woo. Wow, that's good. I thought the City Gardens reference was good.
Michelle Lurie's was the
that was the place. That was
general area.
Not just Trenton, man. I mean, that was if you wanted.
People came from far. Yeah.
Yeah, you came. I mean, because I know people that have come, from the other side of Philly to go get some.
Wow.
I mean,
Michelle, and they were in one place, only one place.
That was back in the day, though. But was that Trenton or Hamilton, though?
No, that's Trenton. It's on. I think it's on Hamilton Avenue.
Yeah, the problem is with Trenton and Hamilton is they get those two confused. I mean, it's not confused, but there's a border on Hamilton Avenue and Trenton. Because I knew it was Hamilton Avenue.
Yeah.
Because my friend lives. He's got a Trenton address, but technically he lives in Hamilton.
Right. No, that's Trenton. That's Trenton. Because you walk outside of where the building is. You look to the right. The Trenton High School is right there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Trenton High School is right there. That's right. That is
Trenton. That's Trenton.
That's Trenton.
You got to go down. Yeah, you got to go down maybe like 4 more blocks till you get to Hamilton, Trenton.
Yeah. I was gonna say
BET part of Trenton.
Yeah.
Real rap.
Oh wow!
Like I said, I lived off North Clinton Ave.
Yeah.
My nickname. We were talking about nicknames before, James. You earn your nickname. My nickname in Trenton at that point in time was, "Why is that white guy driving that car around here?"
Yeah, wow.
I used to laugh because we were talking before, James, about getting stopped by the police. I got stopped by the police all the time when I lived in Trenton.
So what are you doing out here?
That's exactly what they say to me.
Hell, you got some nefarious purpose. He's either selling or buying.
No, see, that's the thing. When you're black, anything can get you pulled over. But when you're white in certain parts of Trenton, they're trying to get them because they think that they're over there to cop drugs.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's like, I'll get him, and then he'll tell, and I'll speak him
Oh,
out.
man.
So that's the little hustle.
That's
It's the wire.
That's where the privilege don't work.
They were trying to flip me, man. They were trying to. Little did they know I lived there. So I tricked them. I always tell the story that we were at a Giant game and we're talking to some guys from Newark, and I know the Ironbound section in Newark and the Fifth Ave projects and everything around there. And I laughed because he goes, where did you spend a lot of your time growing up? I said North Clinton Ave, Trenton. And he looked at me and said, damn, I thought I had it bad.
Oh.
He's like, I won't even go down there.
Yeah.
But we got a big Tuto super chat we got to throw in real quick here. Please, everyone, purchase a copy of the Bible and pray for them coming up to our 9 and 10 because I'll be activated on Monday, back in the action, ready to roll, even hungrier than ever before. Tuto, of course, got suspended. Now he's back in the action. He's back and ready to go. We're gonna end this, guys, because I gotta take a shower and get up early tomorrow. James, like I said, I never like going away without giving everyone a final thought, and you guys were gentlemen enough to hang in here for over an hour and 20 minutes. James, what is your final thoughts of the day for the Giants? Could be, it doesn't have to be about the Giants, could be about anything, really.
Well, just as always, thank you for having me on, brother. It's good to see you. Good to see brother. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Final word: be safe. First, be safe. Everybody, be safe, and just enjoy the ride. That's all I'm going to say for the season. Just enjoy the ride because, hey, if we go on a run and go to the Super Bowl, great. Odds are it's probably not happening. But just enjoy the ride. I don't really have too much to say. I think I said enough earlier.
You did. You had enough going on. And now we're going to go to the logic of T-Brad. I like to refer this as the T-Brad's final thoughts.
Tim, thank you, man, for having us on and let us just have some fun, some guy time. It's like a nice little man cave session coming on here, and I enjoy it. But I'll say this: I'm not much of a boat person, but I do know some things. We're on a Giants boat, and it ain't like a car. You can't turn this bad boy around real quick.
Nope.
That boat's, you really got to make a wide turn to get this thing going in the other direction. So we just have to realize we're in that turn going back to the other direction. And unfortunately, people may take what we say and get a little butt hurt or whatever, but this is our opinion. And as far as I know, everybody that's on this chat right now, if we were wrong about something, say, hey, we were wrong. We thought it was this way. And we'll be the first ones to say, you know what? If we go to the playoffs, okay, this is serious out here. I'm going to put it all on the line. You see that? See that hair right there? If we go to the playoffs, I will wear a Daniel Jones jersey. But Daniel Jones has to lead us to the playoffs. I will wear a Daniel Jones jersey and cut my dreads. Proclamation.
You know what? I'm gonna do one better.
Who else will step up? There we go.
I'm gonna do one better. If the Giants go to the playoffs, I am going to wear T-Brad's dreads after he cuts them off.
I got one better than that.
Oh, he's got one better than that.
You're gonna grow your dreads.
That'll take too long. I got one better though. You'll like this one. If the Giants go to the playoffs, I'll get a Michigan Wolverine tattoo.
Whoa! That's hey. It's easy for me to cut my hair. For me. Wow.
How about that? How about
I went all in. He went all in.
That's
all in.
You know what? I hope to God now the Giants make the playoffs.
One stipulation, like I said, I'm not doing that. Like if Dak Prescott breaks his ankle again tomorrow, or Carson Wentz gets kidnapped, no. Like if I don't want like all the quarterbacks can't go down mysteriously. Like if one of them gets hurt, cool. But if like all the other quarterbacks in the division just mysteriously just disappear, then nah. But other than that, I stick to my word. Tim, you know me. You're my brother. I'm a man of my word. I'll get a Michigan Wolverine tattoo And if you're a Buckeye fan out there, you know what that means. That's sacrilege.
Now, I just want to point out one
Serena
thing.
Williams just lost, y'all.
If
Serena Williams just lost.
quarterbacks start disappearing, and for some reason I am in the area when it happens, I have nothing to do with it. So if Dak Prescott all of a sudden goes missing, and I happen to be in Dallas that day, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, because I want to see the tattoo.
No Sopranos action, no outside interference, no, having tied up in the basement, just for this game. None of that.
It's New York.
It's
New York. What is
yeah, shit happens.
Forget about it.
On that note, but where are you getting the tattoo, though? That's where I was going with that. He's like,
That's a good question.
you gotta have that. You gotta have that stipulation. Where are you getting the tattoo?
Damn, I'm already getting a Michigan Wolverine tattoo, man.
How long you gonna keep it for though? Because you can get them off now. How long you gonna keep it? You gotta keep it for like a year.
A year. Oh, that's good. 1 year.
Yeah. I have, of course. A whole year. A whole year.
Yeah,
That's not even.
I would expect you to keep that on your body forever. It's like I would put that on you.
I would expect you to keep it on your body until the Giants win a playoff game.
Whoa. That could take a couple years, man. No, 1 year.
Millennials.
And if we do, Tim's gonna get cornrows for a year.
I will get cornrows
for a year. There we go.
If the Giants win the playoffs, I will wear cornrows for a year.
Oh man, y'all are crazy. But now, for real, I mean that. Like, I'm saying this now on Tim Online Big Blue. If the New York Giants make the playoffs, James Williams, diehard Buckeye fan, will get a Michigan Wolverine tattoo somewhere on my arm or whatever. I'll show it. It'll be a real tattoo, and I'll carry it for 12 months if the Giants make the playoffs. Shaba.
For some reason, this show, the last 30, 40 minutes, always becomes a train wreck and always goes completely off the rails. And so, you know what? Hello, everyone. This is Tim with Online Big Blue with James Williams and T. Brad, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. I appreciate everyone coming in, coming out. You know, it was a fun Friday. You know, we got a big video coming out tomorrow. Make sure you're tuning into it. Say blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to say, guys, thank you and have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.